You're listening to Tara Lynn's A Geek Saga podcast. This episode features audio from a previously aired live video webcast. Welcome to the 5th annual Drinkin, a pre-Dragon Con webcast where we discuss news, updates, cosplay, parties, and more, and have quite a few drinks in the process. I'm Tara, and you can find me across the web at A Geek Saga. Today, I am joined by Andrew, Nami, and Erin, and later we are going to be joined, I believe, by a couple additional guests. So go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys. We'll start with Erin, who's off to one side of me.
Oh, hooray. Hi, I'm Erin. My call sign's just crazy. I spent a lot of time in the fleet. I started going to Dragon Con in 2009. I've always had a love of costuming, and some friends in college got me, hey, there's this convention in Atlanta. We were in South Carolina at the time, and found out about it, met up with a longtime friend, got introduced to the fleet. Hey, it's 2021, and that's history.
What about you, Nami?
So I've been into costuming and cosplay for like literally since 2009, but I was a wee bab at the time. So I only started to go to Dragon Con 5 years ago at the point in which I could legally consumeth of the beverage. And that was when I met these guys, and the rest is history, you could say. And then I decided to go to grad school like a responsible adult. And then I didn't go to Dragon Con for 2 years because I literally started classes the week before Dragon Con. And I was like, well, I can't really just leave like 2 days after class starts, can I? Spoiler, I could have, but I didn't because I was going to be good. And then I took 2 years off of Dragon Con, which thanks to last year has now become 3. And I am itching to get back. And honestly, I think Dragon Con's doing me a favor by giving me like Dragon Con low key so I could like ease back into it properly.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Andrew, Stats Tech Podcast. Check that out. We've been talking about Dragon Con. We've been following this for the last couple of months. It's been interesting because most of my predictions have come correct, but there's been some curveballs. But anyways, good to see you, everybody. This is what, the 4th? Tara, is this the 4th Drinking Con I've been, or 3rd? I forget that I've been on.
I
think
believe
it's the 3rd, right?
this is the 4th. Yeah, this is the 4th. So, I because the first year, were you on in 2017? That was our first year. Okay, so if you were, then I think it was me, you, and Ashley like every single time. Honestly, yeah.
Yes. So I have been true, and I have written this out every single time, every single year. Even last year we had one, right? So I mean, we've done this. We've done this repeatedly, right? And I've always been here. This is probably, I don't know whether we count last year. I guess we're going to talk about that today, but this will be my 8th or 9th, or depending on if you count virtual Dragon Cons, right? Cons, so it'll be very, very interesting. And my little bit today is that I will not actually be going. I will be attending virtually. So that'll be a new experience for me.
They gave us badges last year, so last year was a legitimate con. If you have a badge, it was a con.
Totally legitimate.
Oh yeah,
con.
totally.
Yes.
Oh well, that's not fair because I didn't get a badge because I didn't.
Then you didn't go, Tara. I
was on 2 panels, okay? I'm an attending pro, so maybe it's because we don't buy our badges. Like,
probably.
Oh, excuse me, pro.
That even though we have not mentioned the rules yet, that does count.
Yes, that does count as a drink.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
It has already begun.
All right, well, so you guys all introduce yourselves. My first Dragon Con was in 2012. I've been every year since. I'm just going to go ahead and count last year because why not? So this is my 8th year or something like that. And like I said, you can find me across the web at A Geek Saga. Also, if you like my fancy The Gang Goes to Dragon Con t-shirt, I'll put this in the YouTube description later, but you can find them at the website fanamaniacs.com. My buddy actually, I originally created the shirts, and my buddy offered to put them up in his shop for me. So yeah.
Shout out to Chuck.
Yeah.
Such a good guy.
He also has a ton of really cool Marriott carpet stuff and everything as well. So yeah. Okay. And on that note, since Nami brought up the drinking rules and we've already broken one, here are the drinking rules. We're going to drink anytime legacy hotel rooms are mentioned, anytime the Dragon Con app is mentioned. I'm actually getting rid of one of these because this is stupid. Anytime any of us says the word Habitrail, which is usually my problem. Anytime any of the cults are mentioned, that's Carpet, Trashy, FedEx John, 36 Dozen Eggs. I think now we actually have to also count the closed for cleaning cult that has already started ramping up around that very exciting schedule slot that all the rooms have. We also drink anytime a specific party is mentioned. That would be Bunny Hutch or Heroes and Villains, whatever. We are drinking when there is an animal-related interruption, dogs barking, cats walking across the desk. Hopefully usually I am the worst proponent of that one, but now I don't have a room that the dogs just walk through to go like around the house. I'm in my own little room, so maybe not this year. We'll see. All right, and then we're going to drink anytime I mention Red Dead or being an attending pro. That's Red Dead Redemption or literally anything surrounding that. Andrew, what about you? What are we drinking?
Leftover alcohol party or showing up on Wednesday.
Okay. Nami, what about you?
Sorry, how about this? Wednesday is the new Tuesday. That'll be it. Yeah.
Well, actually, I put some in for Wednesday, but
whatever. Go with it.
Sorry for Nami. Oh my God, I'm already stumbling over my words, and I've had like a quarter of a drink. I put some in for Nami, but Nami, go ahead. What do we have to drink for you?
So the first two were wisely added by Tara because she knows, and those are mentioning Shadow and Boner Grishaverse or being small because I will likely do that once I get an alcohol in me, or even before. The other ones that also count for me are talking about Con Crunch or the cosplays for Dragon Con that I haven't started yet, because spoiler, there are some of those.
Erin, what about you?
It's like a week and a half before Nami. My notes are, if I mention Sailor Moon, taking naps or puppets, because I have become obsessed with the puppetry track.
Oh, fun. I have literally never done a puppetry track thing, honestly.
Oh, it's fun. I'll talk about it.
So real quick, registration. As far as I know, I checked yesterday. I did not get around to checking today. They're not sold out yet, right?
No, as far as anybody knows, they're not sold out. But once again, they haven't given a specific number. So let's be very, very clear on that. They have not said this is the point at which we're going to sell out. So we have no clue. And they could always say, they could always show up, the website could show up as blocked off, and then all of a sudden they release a new block. We have no idea how they're doing that. Much like all things Dragon Con, this remains mysterious.
Yeah, I mean, very important, though, is to remember that there are no Saturday-only badges, which I know doesn't matter for, like, honestly, any of us.
99.9% of people.
But there are
very few people who do that, except for the locals.
Right, exactly.
My whole plan was to fly down only to attend on Saturday.
That was your original plan, Nami?
I feel so distressed. Andrew, you haven't seen me in a while. This is dripping with sarcasm.
Sorry, I'm out of it a little bit.
So no Saturday passes. I mean, I understand why they're doing that, of course. At the same time, it's kind of like, this isn't really going to help all that much other than keeping Saturday less busy. But I think, I won't lie, when I watched the town hall from a few days ago, to me, it sounds a little bit like this might be like a money thing. Like, hey, if we don't offer Saturday passes, then people have to buy weekend passes if they want to come Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, or whatever.
We're hurting for the monies.
Yeah. Somebody asked in the chat what we think the limit will be for attendance.
There's no way to guess that.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. They did say on the last town hall that it would be half of 2019's attendance, which was like 80
but
or 85.
But they didn't commit to that number. If you pay attention, they said
for sure,
half, but subject to change, blah blah blah. So okay, your projected numbers were 80,000. By the way, who believes there were actually 80,000 or there were more than 80,000 people there last year? I believe
way more.
There were more.
Yeah.
So once again, is Dragon Con going to fudge the numbers again? Are they going to say 40 and it really is actually 60? Who knows?
I mean, and the thing is, they did not even say a number, I don't believe. I think they just said it was going to be half of
2019.
Right.
But if you take the estimate from 2019.
But also, let's be real, they don't have any way of knowing. They don't have any way of knowing how many people are going to show up because they don't know how many people who rolled their badges over aren't actually attending. there's been no, you have to tell us if you're not going to be there or whatever for people.
Well, that would revise the estimate down, not up, right? So I guess the issue is, they're setting an upper limit, but they're not, if it ends up less, that's fine, right? I mean, I guess there's a lot of interesting scenarios that can come out of this year, especially with them selling out, right? With people changing their plans the last time. What if they hit the cap? I mean, there's so many questions that come out of this that it's just like, or what if you have a hotel room and you forget that, oh, hey, shit, I forgot to buy a pass. You just show up and you forget. I mean, it's Dragon Con people. They're high on that pie, right? And they don't buy a pass. Well, are they screwed? Can they now not go to the con? Like, they have to be given access to their hotel room? So, it's a whole world of issues here.
And I think they've already said that badge checking and everything is going to be ramped up. And so like, if somebody has a hotel room at one of the hotels, but not a pass, they can absolutely be in that hotel. They just won't be able to go to any panels in that hotel. They probably
any other hotel, right?
Right.
So,
exactly.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Any other hotel. So you're stuck in the Marriott if you have a Marriott badge. You're stuck in the Hilton if you have a Hilton badge.
And now I do know that there was a thing that Atlanta put out recently. I can't remember what their current level is, but they're capping. There was nothing about indoor events, or whatever they said about indoor events is very vague, but outdoor events are capped at 50,000. So I'd go ahead and guess that like it definitely wouldn't be more than that. Again, though, this is all conjecture. We don't really know. And Dragon Con doesn't know.
And it's also because once again, this is like as of today, but once again, things have been changing week to week. We don't know what will change 1 week from now.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, registration is still at the Sheraton, as far as I know. Don't think anything's changed there. Boo, Sheraton. Nobody likes the Sheraton.
Well,
right?
Hold on,
am I gonna
Hold on. Well, I'm kicked out for the Legionnaires cosplay because that cosplay I think got me on their blacklist. But aside, pretty much, yeah.
They were really mad at all of those costumers.
They did not
take
kindly to that. But here's my question for you guys: do you think they're going to do, since they know where the queue is? Do you think they're going to do 6 foot spacing all around the block of the Sheraton, so there's a social distancing all around, or do you think they're just going to do it like maybe inside because that's the scope of what the Sheraton is actually responsible for?
Yeah, I think if anything, they're going to attempt to do it inside, and I think if I were them and if I believed in the chaos of humanity, I would not attempt to do it outside, because first of all, the other thing with outside is that you can be however far apart you want outside, and it's fine because airflow. This is my airflow hand motion.
You could be an airbender there, Nami. I see it in you.
You found out all my secrets, Andrew. This whole time I have been an
airbender. So okay, new news for this year. First and foremost, I really want to talk about this because I'm really glad they're doing this. I think it's a little like questionable that you have to actually contact them to get it. But Dragon Con streaming service notice: if you had a ticket for 2020 and you rolled it over to 2021, but you cannot or will not attend this year, you can contact Dragon Con via email and they will give you a free streaming service membership for the convention. Make sure. Now they said our offices are closed starting Monday, August 30th. I'm sure they might be in the office that weekend before the 28th, 29th. But I would say if you really want access to the streaming service, email them by Friday, August 27th. The sooner the better, honestly. Because I'm sure they're going to be overwhelmed with so many things next week. But yeah, they will give you free access to the streaming service if you have a 2020 badge and rolled it over to 2021 and aren't attending this year. So that's a plus. I mean, I know it's not expensive. And to be honest, like I didn't need access to the streaming service last year, but I paid the $10 because I wanted to support Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Like I did. Why? I'm sure Nami might not have, but did you guys buy the streaming service last year?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
did not, but I was just a panelist on the panels that I was on. But I could see the value in it. I mean, especially now,
We had a great time with the streaming service last year. Friends actually came up here to my place. Like the crew that I usually go to Dragon Con with came up and we did a Wyvern Con, which was really cute. We had boozy ice cream and did all the things at Dragon Con, like that little feeling we had. We costumed at the house and we watched the streaming service. And it was a little bit of home, I guess you could say, for Dragon without being there. And it was the Discord was popping. It was a lot of fun that weekend. It's overwhelming outside of Dragon Con, but for the weekend of Dragon Con, it helped make it feel more like con.
Yeah, same. I was still living in South Carolina at that time, so I had like 6 people staying at my house, and I have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in South Carolina. It was a fun weekend though. But we made the kitchen into the con suite. Like we had like snacks and signs, and we had we at times had the Dragon Con like streaming service playing on the TV, but sometimes we just kind of watched like geeky movies like The Mummy and stuff. So, and then we actually did a big like Zoom thing on Sunday. I think, I know the Colonial or the 13th Fleet did 13th Colony, 13th, whatever you guys call yourselves these days. I'm lost.
13th Colony.
13th Colony.
1776.
The Fleet is good.
But we had like a big one where I literally bought I got a podium. I borrowed a podium from my parents and like put my laptop up on a podium, hooked it up to my TV so that my webcam showed my entire living room, and I had everybody's faces on the Zoom chat on my like 75-inch TV. Like it was such a good time. Like if I couldn't have Dragon Con, it was the next best thing to have like my closest Dragon Con friends just at my house, partying all weekend.
Yeah, my friends and we like rented a Airbnb and we went like glamping, and we had a not a Dragon Con party, but we also, I think some of us had bought the stream. I personally had it, but I also know that we were all just like too busy drinking to like actively watch any of it.
Yeah, that's there's nothing wrong there. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so real quick, last minute hotel room blocks. So I wanted to talk about this because Hyatt opened one on July 10th in 2019, a last minute hotel room block.
7 years ago, by
yes, full score. Hi, oh no, God, we opened. I say the Hyatt opened. A legacy room block.
Are changing times. They are changing.
These nouveau riche people coming into our legacy hotel room situation.
Fought hard for that.
I'm sorry for Erin and Nami. If you guys have never watched one of these, the obnoxious Southern accent when we talk about legacy hotel rooms.
Legacy owners that had 7 years ago taken this property from our forefathers.
So on July 10th, but this is important. On July 10th in 2019, the Hyatt opened a legacy room block, like last minute, right? And they also obviously they didn't do that last year, but this year on July 7th, they opened another legacy room block. Now I can't promise anything that this will happen in future years, but just for the record, I would say that it's a good idea between like July 5th and July 15th to just stalk all of Dragon Con's social media, because I mean, it's been 2 years, let's just say in a row, for lack of a better term, that they have opened a room block with legacy rooms like on those, like during that like period. So yeah, I would keep an eye on that next year.
Full stop though, Tara, because I mean, I think this is actually worth talking about a little bit seriously, because I think that the last 2 years have brought in legacy really into question, right? Because so many people who were legacy owners were having issues where, hey, I'm not coming. Hey, I'm wanting to get a refund. Hey, I'm not going to wanting to continue this, or hey, I'm wanting to continue this, pass this to somebody else. So I know there've been people talking about it. And I've heard like inside voices about legacy potentially being something they get rid of. That was always a courtesy, not a requirement, right? It's not a requirement that they do. So I was hearing people talking about, hey, they were thinking about getting rid of legacy altogether, which would be really interesting going forward. But, if you think about some people that have not been able to go, some people who have had those rooms for the last 10 years, right? And may say, hey, look, I'm no longer comfortable coming to Dragon Con or any event Dragon Con size period, right? You can see there is a potential issue with legacy and those legacy holders, and potentially also new slots opening up. If they do keep it around, it may change its form.
I'll be completely honest. If they get rid of legacy rooms, I'm probably done attending. I'm not fighting for a hotel room
I will
every
never
year.
do the Hunger Games ever
No,
again. If they
no.
take my Hilton legacy if they take my Hilton legacy from me, I will.
This whole conversation is just drink a whole lot, okay?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, look, I say what I say because this is what I hear, and this is why we're on the cast and talk about
absolutely.
things they've heard. And I have legitimately heard this. This is not just one person saying it. I've heard multiple people say that. So once again, and some of which have been Dragon Con insiders. So some again, it's just an interesting thing. But to me, I agree with you. That that's part of what the experience is. For example, for me, having legacy is one thing. If they shut down room parties, that would be another thing, right? For example, say, oh, well, we're going to avidly police that there's no more than just the guests in the room. I mean, once again, that would be something that deters me from going. So, yeah, I totally agree with you guys.
That would ruin 2.5 strikes. Listen, if I lose
strikes will quickly be like 5 strikes and you're going to jail with it.
If I lose my legacy room, I'm done. So there you go.
Listen, I've had a legacy room, but I've also had the great pleasure of knowing many people with them. So it's mostly me hopping into DMs being like, hello, let me in. Hello, let me in.
Oh, I think we have a good question in the comments here. Can we answer that real quick? Because I think this is a good one. Do people prefer one legacy hotel over another? David Johnson. Thanks, David. Good question. Which is why some people bolted from the Marriott and landed either Hilton or Hyatt. So I'll just say for me, I started at the Marriott in the Hunger Games. God help me, I was actually able to do it. I actually had a group of 8 guys, and we all went for rooms, and like 2 of us would get them. So like that was what we do. We all be clicking, and then like 2 people would get them, and that'd be fine. And we actually had a pool of money where even if everybody got a room, we'd still put money in to get all the rooms just to be landlords. But I ended up switching over to the Hyatt. And honestly, having been both and also having been in the Hilton, honestly, I would say my tier is like Hyatt number 1, Marriott actually number 2 in terms of the room, not in terms of the Hunger Game process, and then Hilton number 3, and then who even cares about the Sheraton or the Westin? Come on, people. Those are basically off property. What are you talking about?
I love being at the Hilton, but it was purely by chance. Whenever we moved from South Carolina to Pennsylvania in 2011, we stopped going to Dragon Con for a couple of years because new house, moving, getting jobs, all of that. I graduated from college. And getting settled, we stopped going, never got a legacy. Then actually Dean got us on the list for the Hilton back in 2014, and we got a call and they were like, hey, you got on the legacy list, have them come get a legacy. And we got a legacy, and then we were never not going to Dragon Con ever again. We just had to, and that's why I didn't have a preference. I got a legacy room, and I'm happy with the legacy room.
Yeah, I've managed to be in the main hotel every single time. Also, my haven't been there in 3 years is going to show now, because I'm going to be like, it's the one with the bar in the lobby. But also all of
that's all of them.
All of them.
Good job. Good job, Nami. Good job.
Is it the one shaped like a sailboat?
Yeah. But I mean, let's be real. The Pulse is the bar that everybody really hangs out at.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually am I'm partial to the Hyatt lobby. I mean, that's like it's such an elitist thing.
Out about Hyatt. Nobody's going to come talk to you.
I mean, I agree. I think the Hyatt lobby is by far like superior, because it's just more open and everything. Minus like the days where the security guards are like super policing the escalators down into the rooms, and I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, the lobby is it's less crowded and more open. Let's be real.
But the dance party in the Hilton is so.
I agree with that.
Wednesday night, which is a new Tuesday. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
But anyways, the Hilton, the Hilton controls 2 things. It controls the beginning of con, and it controls the end of con. Right? It controls the very start and the leftover alcohol party, the end, which is honestly, for me, those are my favorite things, because it's when I get to say how leftover alcohol party.
ADP.
When you say hello and you say goodbye to everybody, which is my thing, because I'm coming for my friends. That's why I go to Dragon Con. I don't go to Dragon Con for other bullshit. Sorry, but I go to them to see my friends. So I don't
think I've actually ever been to a Dragon Con panel. Like, now that I think about it, there was one year that I tried to go to a panel because I believe it was.
I think you did. I think you were forced to when we all went. Yes, you may have been very drunk. You were probably like super drunk Nami mode. But like, I think we dragged you to one, and you were like, "Oh, they're talking about throne games," and just like flailing in the background.
That tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no memory of it, which is about accurate for Dragon.
That checks out.
Well, on this note, we've got two people in the waiting room who I was going to bring in after we talked about all the Rona rules that have come up for this year, but they're both already here, so I'm just going to bring them in now. We've got, first, real quick, I'm going to introduce Dean.
Hello. Oh my.
He's been waiting in the background.
Oh, hey, everyone.
Hi.
That was
I think he was just like chomping on the bit because of the the conversation about the Hilton, because he freaking loves the Hilton, which like after I don't know, screw their elevators.
Well,
okay, yeah, their elevators do suck.
And I think Erin would agree with this. Before Hilton started like doing like their crazy lobby themes, and the Hilton used to be a very quiet hotel, and it was a great place to escape to. Now it's exactly the way all the other ones are. It's just as nuts, and the elevators are terrible. So yeah,
it's not as loud as the Hyatt in terms of like there's not that like crazy echoey shit that goes on with the Hyatt lobby, but yeah, the lobby, the Hilton lobby parties and everything, it makes it loud.
That was back in the day when badges were a recommendation, not a requirement, right, Dean?
Right.
You didn't even need them to traverse the bridges or anything. And then
my god, that was my first year in Dragon Con. I am hilariously ashamed to say that my first year in Dragon Con was when I was a broke college student and I no badged it, and I was perfect. And then
you hoodlum, you hoodwinker.
You stole our con from us.
Yes, you're the problem.
All right. Well, now since we've got Dean in here, I'm going to add Jessi.
Hello.
Jessi.
Oh my god, it's Jessi.
Hello.
So Jessi, you do not have a legacy room. You do Hyatt stuff, correct?
No, I do Marriott.
Marriott. Sorry, Marriott. That's what I meant.
I would have a Marriott if the Marriott had a legacy. Because I've been going. I've been in the Marriott all but 2 years since I've been going.
Oh dang!
And you just missed the new Hyatt rooms this year.
Yeah, I wanted the Hyatt rooms, but I didn't get one. Wow.
I'm almost afraid to say it. I helped my best friend get a legacy slot at the Hilton in 2017, and she not only got a Hilton room, she got a Legacy International Tower room.
Ooh,
she's one lucky lady. Yeah, that's
how I feel in my Hyatt Tower.
Fancy lady.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't even know. You don't even know. She's never stayed in the Marriott. She and her husband have never stayed in the Hilton. They visited our room, but they've got the International Tower. And I was just like, man. Okay.
So, and on this note, so other things, hotel themes. Has Hyatt said they have a theme yet? As far as I know, they have not, which is upsetting because like they've had themes for years, and in 2017 or maybe 2018, I feel like it was 2017. It was Stranger Things, and that's the Hilton theme this year.
Do they announce their themes beforehand? I never know what it is. Okay.
Is Stranger
I think
Things
they do
relevant?
sometimes like a week before. I think if the Hyatt does one, they do it like a week before or something. It's not a full week before con.
Also,
but no joke. Is it seriously relevant? Because is there Stranger Things happening this year?
Just another season supposedly, but
I think it's happening next year. They were filming it like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Are you in it, Jessi? Are you in it?
No.
Oh.
No, I can confirm that Stranger Things another season is happening because my company does COVID testing for Netflix. So they were doing that.
Hey, you said the word, Nami.
Okay, drink anytime you accidentally say the words we're not supposed to say on YouTube.
Tara, did we not just see Jessi in something recently?
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I'm looking at the Hyatt Twitter feed, and they have not said anything about a theme. I know in 2019 it was the moon landing, which was boring. And like, okay, guys, whatever. Like, yay NASA, but also,
Oh yeah, those really weird hamburgers.
Yeah,
those were a thing that happened.
I like the T-Rex one. That was cool. With the
the Jurassic Park at the Hilton. That was
Hilton.
Cool.
I think
that was a lot of fun.
Go with the classics. You can't go wrong.
Erin, does Hilton have a weird name for its room block this year?
Oh, it's Avatar.
Yeah. It's just Avatar?
It's Avatar 2021. We don't know if it's the avatar that should not be spoken about, or the cartoon
No,
avatar?
we're just gonna.
or
I
the
think you should
movie,
assume it's
of
the
blue people?
cartoon. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna have to assume that it's ATLA. Like,
Yeah.
And also,
So-
no other avatar exists. Okay.
there's two levels
Oh.
to this, right? Like any other year, I would be like, blue people are cartoon, unsure. But this is the year that ATLA did come on Netflix, so I'm like, gotta be.
I have a very insistent friend. Hello.
Yep. There's a cat
Yeah.
meowing. That's an animal related interruption.
Oh, well, one of my children went on a scooter to McDonald's and will be back soon, and I'm sure we're going to hear our dogs very soon.
Ooh, blackberry lime now. Hooray. I'm drinking Corona Seltzer this evening. Not sponsored.
Oh.
Let's try.
What is the wine brand that I am drinking? I am drinking miscellaneous wine from my family's stash. It is good.
Okay, so we don't know a Hyatt theme yet. Hilton theme is Stranger Things, but the room block is called the Avatar room block. We're just going to assume that they're smart and it's ATLA and not the unspoken. Nobody wants to speak about them avatars. So the other thing I wanted to mention is Joystick is running a free pop-up arcade at the old Agatha's location. It's like right near Metro Cafe. The bar opens on Tuesday. So Tuesday is the new Wednesday. And I mentioned it, not Andrew, so I don't think we have to drink.
Oh, no, it still counts. It still counts. It still counts.
Oh,
Just a
man.
step. Just the.
Oh,
Never mind.
there's a better one.
Just a sip.
That was a good attempt.
So
Okay.
is this something that was done before that I totally missed? Or is this
What?
new? The Joystick
new.
arcade.
That's not
They
new.
had
There was.
they had a bar
These are 2
that
years
was
ago.
like an arcade, but I don't think it was like Joystick. I think it was a different experience. And I
Yes.
think
Yeah,
it was in. I want to say it was in the dealer hall.
Oh, so it's part of like the gaming track or
Yeah, I
something
think
like
so.
that.
Because there was
which
a
I'm-
huge. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, like, they are shutting down their like actual main Atlanta location to run this pop up during the convention, so that's really cool.
wow.
God bless.
And
them for
I'm
doing
really
that.
excited. Like, I actually want to try to go to this, which I might have time for because I'm not on 8,000 panels. So,
Yay!
were you
How
gonna
many
say,
thousand
Aaron?
are you on? Was 1,000, Tara? I mean, how
Yeah,
many do you really have?
just 1,000. What were you gonna say, Erin?
Because there's the America Smart has the big gaming. Like I know the mech pods aren't going to be there. They said they ran into issues. They posted that to their Facebook and Twitter. But there's usually video games and the board games like in the America Smart, which we didn't know about forever until like 2 years ago. Oh, 3 years ago, I guess, because 2020 didn't happen. So this is along like not replacing, but also something else to do gaming, or is replacing it?
There's definitely a bunch of other, to be honest, I don't really do like the gaming track stuff. But I did catch like a little tiny bit of the town hall on Thursday that they were talking with, I think the gaming track director, it must have been the gaming track director. And they're still doing a whole bunch of stuff, you know, like it's just a little bit like narrowed down from their usual things for all sorts of reasons, including like they have to be closed every so often closed for cleaning.
Closed for cleaning.
That's a drink. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
There's a funny comment. PJ688 says, Erin is a fellow hard seltzer aficionado. I see a lady,
The
of culture.
Oh, you don't know me.
Oh, actually, usually we talk about what we're drinking, and I think I totally missed that or skipped over it or something.
God, Tara, you're screwing it all up.
I messed everything up. So, but that's okay because we have 6 of us now. So we would have had to ask what Dean and Jessi were drinking later. So I am drinking, right now it's a vodka soda, but in a minute it's going to be what's called a Fight Claw. That is a White Claw added with vodka added. So,
Yo, dog, I heard you like alcohol, so I put alcohol in your alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. Fight Claw, man. Erin, as we already know, is drinking Corona seltzers. What about you, Andrew?
I'm actually not drinking alcohol. I know you're going to shame me, but I just got out of quarantine yesterday in Korea, so I'm drinking a sketchy Korean coffee right now. It's the only way I can drink.
How dare you?
The only way I can drink is sweet, but it is not
See
sweet
my
at all.
disappointment?
Yeah.
You've been calling drink and you've been chugging coffee.
Yep,
Jackass.
pretty much, because I'm not fucking awake. It's 8 o'clock here, so fuck you guys.
Dean, Jackass is the most accurate description of Andrew ever, and
I mean, it is. It is.
I do cosplay Littlefinger. Let's be clear.
I see this.
Well, so do I.
Many.
I mean, come on, Dean. Come on, Dean.
Yeah. Sorry to take away your thunder.
Multiple levels, Andrew. You're just failing so much right now.
So Jessi, what are you drinking?
I've got a Blake's apple pie.
Ooh.
Apparently a new cider from them. Blake's does
interesting.
pretty good cider.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that sounds
interesting.
delicious.
I know what Dean is drinking, but Dean, what are you drinking?
My current favorite beer, 805, but I bought today a 24-ounce 805 cerveza brewed with lime, apparently. So I'm gonna try that today.
Right.
That's look,
Okay.
it's
Away.
It's twice as big.
It's bigger.
It's large.
Nami.
And so I am drinking red wine, and because I value comedy, I am going to attempt to say this title, and it's going to be very, very wrong. So I'm drinking Telegramme
Did not major in romance languages, Nami.
I'm not done yet. I'm so getting started. Du Pape, Appellation Chateauneuf du Pape.
No. Yes, it's a Chateauneuf de Pape. Chateauneuf de Pape.
Look at that! There we go.
Chateauneuf de Pape.
Yeah.
Chateauneuf de Pape. It's a French wine. They make like an annual wine. So every year, Chateauneuf de Pape has like a new wine. Yeah,
this is the 2018.
Yes, that's actually a good year.
Also,
Yes, in Dragon Con terms, that was also a good year.
Yeah, right.
Agreed. Second best Dragon Con ever.
French, I would like to have some strong words with you. How was I supposed to get Chateau de Neuf Pape from the Chateau de Neuf Pape?
Just sound like you're very angry at a person for entering your cafe.
Listen.
Right.
I am a legacy hotel room holder who knows some Romance languages.
Oh my dear.
Y'all.
Listen, I'm just a lost Indian girl doing her best. I am small. I am struggling. I am just trying. Oh shit, we gotta drink.
Oh, you
Just
said
drink.
small.
Just drink.
Small.
Oh.
Wait, what was the trigger word?
Small.
Nami saying she's small. small, whatever. Okay. Now, before we get into the really fun stuff, real quick, I'm just going to go over the Rona rules for Dragon Con this year. Those being full vitamin B shots, because I'm not saying the other V word. And I don't mean vagina. Full vitamin B shots.
It's funny how you won't be censored for saying vagina, but you will be for saying the other word.
Full vitamin B shots, or negative Rona tests within 72 hours of arrival are required. That means that your vaccination date has to be at least.
You said it.
God damn it!
Drink for ruining the stream.
That means that your vitamin B shot date has to be at least 2 weeks prior to your arrival. So do the math yourselves. I'm not doing it for you. They will accept at-home Rona tests. You can find more information on the Dragon Con website. Don't ask me to tell you what they are. I don't know. I've never taken one. I've only had to go get like the real test where they stick the thing up your nose. And it's really not as bad as anybody thinks it is, honestly. Like it's not that bad. Just do it.
I've had 6 tests in the last 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Jesus, I've only had 2 ever, so
I can win. I need to do 3 tests every week because the company that I work at, we make the tests. And if we get an outbreak within ourselves, we kind of we kind of disappoint all of our people that are relying on us for the tests. So it's like really important that we don't have a breakout event. And so because of that, I have had upwards of multiple hundreds of COVID.
Damn it, Nami! So strong and confident.
Y'all kill me.
I like how PJ688 is not Nami yelling it angrily, but I'm pretty sure not Nami yelling it angrily is just going to be like the theme of my existence.
Yes, that is literally the theme of your existence. It's okay.
So,
I love you for it.
You know,
Nami, worst with umlauts. Worst.
Worst.
But yeah, so basically, like, I literally had to do a test at least 3 times a week for 3 or 4 months, and every single day for 3 months on top of that. So, like, y'all gonna be fine. For 3 seconds, it's gonna feel like somebody's tickling your brain, and then you'll be like, and then you'll take the swab out, and you'll be like, yo, dude, somebody tickled my brain! And then have a bitch for the rest of the day.
Can you guarantee it will be like that? Because that's
also,
powerful.
And also, they haven't specified which ones they're taking. So, like, for example, when I was flying to Korea, like, I had to get one before I get, and they accepted the cheek swab and the non-invasive nose one, the one that doesn't go tickle your brain, the one that just goes like a little bit more shallow. Like, and so once again, they haven't specified exactly which one they want, so you do not have to necessarily get the tickle your brain one.
Yeah, there is one that will literally like it'll go where you go if you pick your nose. And that's it.
And the results are in 30 minutes if you get the rapid. Once again, they haven't said that that's not acceptable. So without them changing the rules and saying that's not acceptable, you can go get it. You get results within 30 minutes usually. So, I mean, that's how quick they are.
And listen, let me be real. Even if you do get the brain tickle swab,
and I didn't pay for it. My company paid for it. Somebody asked that question, by the way.
At worst, it's going to make you sneeze. And then you'll be like, haha, I touched my brain. But you actually didn't. It's just some nerves back there, guys. Like, that's not where your brain is, you know?
Hopefully people know that, right? Okay, so I don't want this like conversation to dominate the whole webcast. So real quick, masks at all times indoors. It sounds like even some outdoor events might require them if they're considered to be on convention property. Whether or not you're allowed to take off your mask at or during a photo shoot specifically is at the discretion, as far as I know, last I heard, of the people running the photo shoot. So just, keep that in mind. Like, obviously, if you're eating or drinking, like, you can remove the mask, while you're doing that thing. But like, this is not a discussion. Don't be an asshole. Just wear your fucking mask. Okay. Wear your mask. And if you need to take it off to eat, if you need to remove it to take a sip of your drink, you put it back on. You're not walking around with a drink in your hand with a straw, like with your mask off to the side, just pretending like you're drinking 24/7. Don't be a dick, people. That's all I'm going to say about that. So on that note, Con Suite, it's going to be in the same place, Hyatt, floor 2. For those of you who don't know, there's
above the coffee shop.
Yeah. It's the first stop in the elevator, or like 4 flights up, or some ridiculous amount of flights, because the lobby is so big. But it's still there, right outside the stairwell, on the 2nd floor of the Hyatt. There will be a limit on people, which there's always been a limit on the number of people who can be in those rooms at a time, but obviously it's going to be different this year. They didn't specify anything about this, but keep that in mind if you're going to the Con Suite. Also, you will not be able to pour your own drinks like you were in the past. So what you were able to do in the past. So like, I'm guessing they're just going to have somebody manning the soda machine and pouring drinks for you,
or turn it off.
Yeah.
I've been in there, and they've just had them lined up on a table, and that was in previous years. They might just have that too.
I feel like that's also not really.
It's the interaction thing. It's interacting with the same.
Yeah, so I would guess. So who knows how they're going to do it? But you won't be able to serve your own drinks, and they're going to plate all the food and hand it to people, which most of the times they do. But there's some situations where, God, 2019, the rice and beans night, which I'm not going to get into detail about. You put your own rice and beans into a like cup, and yeah. So none of that is happening. It's all going to be pre-plated or bowled or whatever and served to you. Listen, it's free.
At Dragon Con, even rice and beans can be controversial, right, Tara?
We're not getting into that. But yes. Surprisingly, no, we're not talking about that. Surprisingly, yes, they can. But yeah, it'll all be pre-plated, pre-bowled, whatever. And somebody in the chat said, "Remember, it's a mask, not a chin diaper." Thank you. I agree.
It's
moving
also
on.
Not an earring. Yeah.
So
it's not a hearing, and it's not a mouth only. If your nose is sticking out like a dick, you are being a dick.
Dick nose is a thing, and I shame people for it. If you got dick nose, I'm calling you out for it.
And listen, again, I don't want this to dominate.
I wouldn't do too much of that though, because once again, you're trying to create a positive environment. So I mean, it's not. I don't know. I mean, my thing is that like, I hopefully Dragon Con remains a positive thing and it's not a flashpoint because like the reason why we're not talking about this a lot is because it's a flashpoint. So.
Yes.
I don't know.
So
I just think I would try not to make it a flashpoint. That's all.
My only thing is be excellent to each other, okay?
Yes.
And that includes wearing your goddamn mask properly over your nose and below your chin, like it's supposed to be worn. And that's that. So moving on. Photo shoots. There are a lot of photo shoots happening this year. However, there's a lot of changes too. I know that the big Marvel photo shoots, like the big main Marvel and DC photo shoots are not happening. They're too big. You can visit the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/decon photos, I believe. And so yeah, no big Marvel shoot, no big DC shoot. But there are plenty of them still happening. Again, keep in mind that it's at the people who are running the shoots is at their discretion, whether or not they will allow you to take off your masks. I would think that if it's not too crowded and it's outside, obviously they're all outside, that there will probably be at the very least, like, small group things that can happen where people can remove their masks. That's cool. I don't know. So what photo shoots are you guys excited about? Any of you going to them? We'll start. We'll go Erin and then go. Well, Andrew's not coming, and then we'll go. Yeah.
Disappointed, Andrew. I wanted to kick you in the shins. I mean, what?
If it's happening, a G.I. Joe, America's Finest, photo shoot. Because I'm doing a Baroness costume, so get that going on. Otherwise, I might make the Fleet one, but if it happens, but also the G.I. Joe shoot was at the same time as the Fleet one, and I can't wear both costumes at the same time. Dean, what the fuck is on your head?
I'm referencing the photo shoot I'll probably go to.
Okay. So that's the only photo shoot I have planned. And we'll be in the hallway as Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon.
Wait, that's a trigger word too?
Yes, Sailor Moon is for Erin. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. So only the one like big photo shoot for me.
Jessi, are you going to any photo shoots?
I honestly don't think I am. Because like I don't even know what I would do this year because I'm just doing a lot of stuff that's not like photo shoot stuff, and I don't think there's a historical costuming one or anything like that. I think there was supposed to be a Pirates of the Caribbean one, which I might do if that's still going on, but no idea.
Definitely come find me. We'll take historical costuming photos together.
Yeah, me too. I've got an Edwardian one that I'm doing. Well, but I'm doing it on Sunday, so we'll see. Nami, what about you?
So the only photo shoot that I would go to would be the Game of Thrones one, but it looks like right now that I might not even be doing that because of, group cos plans that involve lovable chaos that I enjoy. And let's be real, I love my Ilaria cosplay, but my Ilaria cosplay is also the one that the last time I wore at a Dragon Con, I fell down the stairs in such a spectacular manner that I literally did cartwheels down, and then I somehow, and then it gets better because I landed on my feet, and I was so drunk I did not feel the hurts that night, and I just was like, I am the champion of the stairs.
Dean and I are going. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to the Red Dead photo shoot.
Red Dead!
Surprise!
So shocking.
Oh.
I could have sworn it would have been the Cowboy Bebop photo shoot. I'm so confused.
No, that would be me. That would be me.
Well, Erin's been wanting to do Bebop for a bunch of years.
Oh my god, forever.
We talked about that. I talked about helping her
get
construct
Jet's
a metal
arm.
Yeah.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I want to do a gender bent, not naked. I would like to do a female jet.
Okay.
And full thing. And since I don't have a beard, do like little football lines under my eyes, black wig with a slight wave, the proper because one, he's a cool character. Two, I'm a Navy veteran and I'm super into the petty officer's crow on his back. It's just really cool prior service, and he's a really cool character. Just the arm is now stuff's gotten better, especially with Winter Soldier being a big thing. The costuming has been able to be a thing, but yeah, it's still on my bucket list for con.
Side note,
Sorry.
are you excited? Are you excited about the upcoming show, Erin?
Yes, actually I am. Anytime you can get more eyes on an IP that people love, I think it's a good thing.
I'm also excited for it, and I also have a Faye Valentine cosplay.
Oh, wait, there's a new show?
Yeah, a live
Well,
action
There's
on
gonna be one
coming
on
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh God, is it gonna be good or not? That'll kill me if they fuck
Who
that up.
knows?
I'm sorry.
Who knows?
I always approach it, as is my distrust for live actions, since the live action that will not be named
Avatar.
from Avatar. I am always distrustful, but I'm also always here to support them because, on the off chance that they are good, I want to be the person that is like, hey, this is the fandom I want to be it.
What
Chance? Listen, I'm managing my expectations. I know what I suspect will happen. Also,
so you're telling me there's a chance.
There is a chance.
So what have you, Nami? Which live action ones have you seen that you actually thought were good though?
Yeah, that's the real question.
Okay.
There's a pregnant pause there.
Well, I just watched the. And I'm gonna hack this up. Rurouni Kenshin live action.
Yes.
And I actually thought those were pretty well done. And
Yeah,
I thought
they were really well done.
The crouching tiger kind of movements and stuff were pretty cool. The sword fights were awesome.
I watched those on a plane back from India for free, and it was amazing. Very good, very good. Also, in terms of adaptations, and I'm very sorry, y'all are gonna have to drink for this, but like the Shadow and Bone adaptation was good, but that was a book to movie or a book to TV show adaptation, not a animated.
That doesn't count almost. Yeah, anime. I'm talking about like anime to live action. Like
the Rurouni Kenshin is all I have right now. Also,
ooh, that's not good then.
I don't know. Okay. So one thing I will say, I don't know that I would strictly count these, but all of the Sailor Moon stage plays are really, really good, and they get recorded and like distributed as visual media. So I'm
a huge Moonie.
She didn't say the whole word. We're good.
I didn't. That's why.
Erin, we should hang out. I have an old Sailor Moon cosplay, except this was made when I literally weighed 90 pounds soaking wet, so it no longer fits. But
so, Dean, are you going to the Battlestar photo shoot?
I don't know. Battlestar's been a little controversial the last couple of years or so.
Wait, really?
Would you agree, Erin?
Yeah. That's some private shit that we don't need to talk about.
Yeah, we don't need your colonist drama here.
We don't need your colonialism.
Your colonial issues.
Drama.
Go rebel against taxes and form your own state.
They already did, actually.
Oh God! Stop! It's too real.
When you make a joke and then you realize that people actually do that.
Oh gosh. Okay, so
it's also about suitcase space. Again, like if the photo shoots at the same time as the G.I. Joe shoot, I can't do both. And one of my best friends has a fucking phenomenal Cobra Commander costume, and I'm hanging out with him.
I think that's what we're doing. So, and like I don't have any new Battlestar stuff. Everything's old, and
you blew your load with that angel. So, geez.
The what? What?
The all whites, the angel costume.
Oh, yeah,
that was a big one.
I need to do that again, but I don't want to do it there necessarily. But we'll see.
Yeah, I feel you on the luggage thing because this is the first time I have not been able to just go from my house in Greenville from to or drive. This is the first time I've not been able to drive and bring whatever the fuck I wanted. So I have to pack what I have here in California and get it to Greenville. And like, there might be something I bring from
I mean,
Greenville.
you can send it to me. You can send it to me if you really need to.
Well,
Yeah.
she has the benefit of me doing this for many years. I got this
Mhm.
figured out. I know how to get props and let's say weapons. We'll just say weapons to cons safely without any TSA interference, etc.
And I have an extra level of experience, which is I have the experience of getting props to conventions through TSA while being brown. So, it is doable. I swear it's doable.
Well, my thing is, I'll just say, replica firearms. Emphasis on replica.
I've gotten in a lot of trouble for those.
But Tara and I, because we're doing the Red Dead stuff, we have very realistic museum quality replica revolvers and stuff.
So
and
do I.
You do not put that in your luggage. I learned that the hard way. Actually, I had to go back to the TSA or to the the check-in desk, and TSA guy was there, and they brought in a special guy that I've never seen before in a different uniform to look at my gun. And I showed him that it was a replica. I showed him that my bullets were dummies, and I had to go through that whole thing though. So I don't do that anymore. I FedEx my props to Atlanta, and it's the best thing ever.
I tried that like my first time going to Dragon Con. It was a whole mess, but it's also part of the reason that I am not getting replica pistols for my Jesper cosplay this year, because I really just don't have the energy to deal with TSA right now. I do not want to. And also, there is canonically a portion of the story where Jesper loses his guns and he's just running around like, I need to get my guns back. And that is specifically the version of Jesper that I am cosplaying.
Well, Nami, if you decide to send them, I'll just say this: there's a FedEx office. Well, there's some inside the hotels. You don't want to do that. There's an extra fee for that. But there's an actual, just regular FedEx office just down the street, a few blocks away from the Hyatt, well within walking distance, and it's a great way to do it. And if you send them early enough, it's relatively cheap too.
Well, that's good to know. I will say that it will not be happening this year because I just didn't even buy the props, because I was like, if you buy them, you're going to attempt to take them. So we need to take away all semblance of possible motivation from you. I have to treat myself like a toddler at times, which is that if it is out of sight, it is out of mind. And therefore you cannot try to do this because Nami, don't. You would just hate yourself.
Nami, no! Nami, yes!
Jessi, I'm so happy that you summarized me in 4 words. You've done it.
As a small girl, you're easy to summarize.
Excuse
We're both
me.
small. We are both small.
Andrew, you are now legally required to show up in Dragon Con so I can kick you in the shins.
Because that's the only place we
which
can
is
reach.
under head level.
Listen, when a fellow small says it to me, it's fine. Jessi and I are officially starting the small council.
She said small and small again.
No, Andrew has already started the small council with me.
Yeah, he did that on purpose, though. Y'all are bringing it up on purpose.
Well, Jessi, we're really claiming it now.
Can we just since we're on the topic of replica weapons, I just want to say too, the con security, they're just us. They're our people, and they love looking at cool props, and they want to check your weapons out, but let them check them out. Go to con security with your stuff. Let them see that they're replicas. Let them see that they're non-functional airsofts and so on, which is also important. Non-functional, very important.
Right.
Okay, don't bring your awesome looking, $100, airsoft gas gun with CO2 in it and think you're going to be running around con with that. Be smart, be safe. Show them. Let them zip tie it. But also they'll enjoy it because, like I said, they're us. They like cool props. They want to see these things. And they're friends. We all know these people. We're all around these people.
And the other thing is that if you are super concerned about your photo shoots, listen, your photographer knows that this is a thing. They know that people zip tie your weapons, and they know that you don't want that in your final pictures. So if you talk to your photographer and you say, hey, listen, I got my super awesome fancy schmancy airsoft I don't know airsoft. But like, you have your super fancy props, and listen, like, it's going to make people feel so much better, and it's also going to make sure you don't get into trouble because people are BS. But like straight up, just talk to your photographer if you are nervous about your photos having these zip ties in it and all of that, and they will be able to figure stuff out for you. And if your photographer cannot edit that out on their own, they will be absolutely okay with you editing it yourself or finding somebody to do that for you. It's not going to ruin your picture. It's not going to ruin your con experience. It's just going to make people feel safe, because that is really important. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Andrew said we should make the Dragon Con a loving place, and I stand by that.
I would say, because I've had 2 interactions with Dragon Con security, one of them was positive, one was a little bit more negative. But the negative one was when I was just walking around with the it was for Westworld, when I was walking down with a very realistic looking revolver. That was a more negative interaction. Well, yeah, that was a more negative interaction because the guy came in a very hostile manner. But that's because I was walking around. It was a very central location, and it was a year when there were like legitimate concerns about things happening, right? But my positive interaction was when I went to Dragon Security proactively, and they did it for me. So what I would say is, if you have it, I would be proactive. I wouldn't be reactive, because I think that it also comes off a different way when you're like going about your business, and all of a sudden someone's like, "Hey," as if you're a maximum security threat, right? That when really you're not. You're just a good-natured person who's there to have fun, and you're trying to make it a positive experience. So I think that being proactive is going to be good for you.
I agree, and actually,
danger.
Well, and actually, too, that dovetails into what I wanted to say. You can bring your own zip ties too. So if you go to a photo shoot and you want to remove you want to take them off because there's some orange monstrosity around your cool, sci-fi gun. Well, you can always put another one back on. Like, zip ties are not expensive.
No.
And that way people, will feel better. Some people are very nervous around even replica guns, and we do have to be aware of that. And especially like I have walked out onto the streets of Atlanta, wearing, fake firearms. Like, that can get a little dicey, especially on the days when, we still have people downtown who aren't part of the con, because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's people still working downtown who are not a part of our tribe at all, and they don't quite get it. So just be safe, be smart.
Okay, so on that note, any other photo shoot talk, or are we good for moving on to other activities during the con?
Did we talk about the app? Because the app's out.
Oh no!
The app. Oh my god.
Oh no, don't worry, that's coming. Actually, no, wait, did we? No, we did.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we skipped over that actually randomly.
Let's do it live. Let's do it live.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Post.
Here's a question. Oh god.
Oh god. So yeah, the app, Holy Mother of God, is out. It's out already.
What?
As of
The app is out.
as of Thursday. As
That's
of
not
Thursday.
updated. That's bullshit.
No,
It came out
no.
like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and it is like my entire schedule is on there.
What?
Hey,
Like
hey,
my panelist schedule is on there. As an
I
attending pro. Yes, I just said that on purpose. Drink, y'all.
Oh god damn it.
Dare you do
Fuck
this
you,
to
Tara.
me?
My
Asshole.
dad sent me a text message about the app being out. Like, the app is out, and I was like, oh no, I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
The app is so out that there is every other post on Dragon Con official and unofficial are about the app, and I had to mute both of those on Facebook because oh my god,
Those have been muted for decades for me. I can't.
Yeah,
do that.
same.
Wow.
Also,
Goodbye
speaking of
forever.
dads,
Yeah,
my dad has been trying to convince me to take him with me to Dragon Con for years, and I'm like, Dad, I can't do this to you because there's a level of messy that I get at Dragon Con that you need never experience.
So having attended San Diego Comic-Con with Nami and both of her parents at this point, and her sister, but mostly her dad. Nami's dad is amazing and hilarious and fun and great. But yeah, if he ever came to Dragon Con, he would absolutely need his own room and his own situation away from
Me.
Dragon Con. Nami.
The situation. Away from the situation.
I'm
like the situation now.
Yes,
it works
yes.
out well because I'm from
moved to
Philly.
Jersey.
I'm from Jersey.
Yes.
So yeah, the app came out on Thursday. It is not complete. It will be updating constantly, I'm sure. But I will say this might be the earliest it's been ready in more than 5 years. I think this is the first time I have ever done this webcast where the app was already out. And we always do this to the not the Saturday right before the con, but the Saturday before that, right? So we always do it about 2-ish weeks. Give or take before the convention.
On anything we've done, never on
exactly. So this is the earliest it's ever been out. Now I will say I do remember it coming out earlier back in like, I don't know, 2012, 2013, 2014, like around that era.
Did it even exist back in 2012?
I don't know.
I don't think it existed till like 2015.
No, wait. I'm not thinking 2012. No, I'm thinking like 2014, 2015, 2016, like where it did come out earlier, but it was like mostly incomplete. It changed constantly. So they started putting it out later and later. Now, maybe part of the reason why they were able to put it out is because there's less programming this year. And I know that the high fantasy track, like they're like, date to have everything in was like weeks ago. I got my schedule because like they have like a thing where they send you your schedule if you're, I'm not going to say the words.
God,
okay, fine. If you're an attending pro, you get a full schedule early. So
I'm adding my stuff right now just in case.
I am really happy to say that, in case it wasn't incredibly obvious, I have been drunk for a little bit.
Had no idea.
Really? You don't say, Nami.
I am like not feeling it at all, but I've also only had like a third of a case.
Yeah, you've also only been on this webcast for like 40 minutes, and we've been doing it for an hour and 10 almost. So yeah, the app is out. Earliest it's been in a long ass time. I will say, I got this. Did any of you who have downloaded the app, and I don't know how many of you have, get this weird like notification? Like when it downloaded the update, it was like, "Do you want to connect this to things via Bluetooth?" And I was like, "No,
I didn't get that at all."
Maybe it's. Does anybody else?
I just got that update right now.
Okay, yeah. Is it an iPhone thing? Do you have an iPhone?
Oh no, it just did it to me.
Okay, thank you.
I don't Android. Have an iPhone.
I did it on Android.
Let's see if I open up the app and it does.
Well, what I'm interested here is they have. It doesn't seem like this is the one thing I was wondering about. It doesn't seem like they've added any functionality, and I'm gonna not comment on this except for just saying this very briefly. But they haven't mentioned anything regarding the big R or the vitamin V, requirements through your app. So that's not something that is added to this.
Okay, so this might be very helpful. As someone who has never used the app, never downloaded it, never anything, what is it good for? Why should I have it? Or should I have it?
Jesus, come on, John. Come on.
Oh, wow.
This is really for other people because I'm not doing it.
Let's be fair. I'm not going to shame this question because, like, big mood me. Because, like I said, I go to Dragon Con to drink, and then I get distracted, and I do things. And that involves probably going to panels, but I do not remember them.
Sorry. My hesitance is only because I'm trying to be positive, and it's very hard with the app to be positive. But
I was today years old when I found out you could add your own scheduled stuff to the Dragon Con app schedule. I just added dinner. My little team is 12 people this year across 3 states, and we're all going to try to go out to dinner. And I was like, hey, I was able to add, like, let's meet at 5:30 in front of the Hyatt to go to dinner to the scheduling section of the app. I couldn't share it with any of them, but I can have it on there to know that I shouldn't get zombie makeup done at 5:30 on Friday. So that's a thing.
Valid.
Yeah, so
you are seen, you are understood.
I know that, like, you can, in the past, like, at this point, we would always talk about, like, you can check, like, the Facebook groups and other social media for any tracks you're particularly interested in. But, like, it almost, I don't think it even matters this year because the app is there and it's got as far as I can tell, it's got the fan track schedules for sure. Like maybe not the main room stuff, but the fan panels. Also, we've got somebody in the chat who asked like, what panels were you on? I said like basically every Game of Thrones one since 20.
Did you go to a panel? I was probably on it.
Yeah, every Game of Thrones one almost. I think there was one I wasn't on in 2019.
I was on all of them last year. Last time I went in 2019. Sorry, not last year. And then
yeah, I missed
Why did
one
you
in
do that?
2019 because I had something else going on. Andrew has been on like every Game of Thrones panel since like 2017, 2018.
Yes, almost, except for the ones that I really hated. But yes.
But yeah. So it's really funny. It's really funny to just be like, yeah, if you went to a Game of Thrones fan track, like a fan panel, I can guarantee you both of us were probably on it. At least one of us definitely was.
Oh, and by the way, that's how I actually met Tara, was through a Game of Thrones panel when she was there, and I was over there like fangirling over Ashley from Podcast of Ice and Fire. And then I met Tara, I met everybody else. So that's actually how I met them. So once again, that's how you meet a lot of cool people, is you go to panels and you meet people who like the same shit you like, right? And then you end up just like becoming friends after that.
And I will say that like Ashley is usually sorry, Nami. Ashley is usually on this webcast, but unfortunately, Ashley is not attending this year for just safety reasons, etc. And I miss her entirely. Like
I miss
Ashley
her so much. She is amazing.
I know.
Ashley back.
But if Ashley was going this year, Nami wouldn't be my roommate. So
I would sleep in your bathtub. Okay.
Having done that before, I don't recommend.
I have a serviceable bench for you to sleep on.
I don't recommend it either, but the secret is that you drink enough vodka so it doesn't feel like you're in a bathtub.
Okay, so this PJ688 in the chat, he asked the question, and I don't know what year this was, since the undead couldn't get south until the wall was destroyed, and they couldn't do that without the dragon, couldn't they have just like never gone north of the wall? He asked that at one of the panels. I don't know if I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, like, are you talking about the book or the show? Because the show would have made it happen no matter what, magically, right? So, like, yes, but also like,
I think I'd have to know what panel this was asked on, like to remember. Like
there's a lot of theoretical holes with the show, so we're not even gonna get into that. That's preposterous. Like, there's enough preposterousness with the show.
Oh God!
Like, listen, if we want to talk about Game of Thrones related show plot holes, we would
also, by the way, as Judson said, Littlefinger is the Valonqar. Just gonna saying, okay, moving on.
I'm just like, that should be your drink word. As anytime you mention Littlefinger, I mean, come on.
I don't do it that often anymore. So
I will kick you in the shins.
I think we all will.
That would be very hard.
Did I hear earlier you are not coming this year? Is that correct?
No, not. No. I would have to quarantine.
Does that mean I have to be? Wait, is
representative with you and Judson. Judson's like the fun little finger. You're like the very serious little finger. So it's like it balances out, you know.
You're the tall. You're the big finger. You're the tall finger.
Exactly.
He is biggest finger.
We've got biggest finger, middle finger, and little finger.
But don't do the asshole finger unless you ask.
Does this mean that I need to cosplay Littlefinger to be the littlest finger? But also,
is that a small reference by proxy?
I think so.
Yes, it is. Small by proxy.
I think it is.
I'm getting through this giant beer pretty.
Okay. So, other activities. DragonCon Swag and Seek is still happening.
I'm doing it this year.
Are you? See, I have stickers to give out, but I feel like all I have is stickers. So, like, I feel like I'm in the DragonCon Swag and Seek group.
Which stickers though?
The fantasy bitch ones.
That's the best one though.
Yeah, you have to.
So I'm like, I'll go, but like I feel like inadequate because all these people are making these amazing things, and I'm like, I have stickers.
No, come hang out with me. We'll have a good time. It'll be fun.
Anybody else doing Swag and Seek?
Well, I will be seeking out the fantasy bitch stickers and then covering myself with them because. Because I am
the best pasties, and that's it. That's good enough.
Oh my God!
No,
I don't think they're big enough.
No,
you joke.
Fantasy bitch could be a good pasty. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm literally thinking about this, and I'm like, For me, they aren't big enough. So. No. They're small. They're small. They're like this big. Like
that embarrassed me.
Teeny tiny.
They're just this big.
That might work for me. As in, please hold
sign up to our OnlyFans right now. We just started.
We just started. I guess we're shutting down.
3 fantasy bitch stickers for me, 2 as attempted pasties, 1 to go in my bullet journal. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I've got plenty. Don't worry.
Are there any other Archer fans in here besides Erin and I?
I haven't watched since like.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure because a friend of ours did. They did the space episode, and one of them did. The ISSA stickers. Just that was ridiculous.
Yes, that was incredible.
It was stickers and underwear. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
Too much.
It was incredible.
Too little.
Incredible and
so
a lot, but not a lot.
I cosplayed Lana years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I cosplayed Lana when I was a skeleton wearing flesh. And
what?
Well, I was very skinny. I
Yeah,
weighed less.
smaller, but not like that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, she can't shrink anymore, or she would be invisible. Yes.
Yes. I was concerningly skinny, and now I am correctly human sized, and I feel like I should cosplay Lana again because I finally have the titty to support it. Versus me, a skeleton hanging out and being like, "It me, Lana, danger zone."
Yeah, I did Katya a couple.
Oh, you would be such a good Katya.
Yeah, 2014 and 2015, I believe. I mean, I still have the cosplay, but yeah.
I still have my sheet and my pokers, and I have my General Cheryl and my hairpiece. So with purple hair, I'd have to wig the whole thing.
Would you though? Would you like honestly this year?
Probably
I feel like this year anything goes.
Tara, I do have a $6 million man costume that could easily become Barry.
Oh my God, you're not allowed to be Barry.
No, you're not allowed to be Barry.
So Tara, I guess the question I'm asking is, am I buying a sweater dress to bring back Lana now?
God.
Like, is this
I mean, you should.
I honestly, I'll be honest, I would not know if my Katya cosplay still exists and fits until I go back to Greenville, which would be like 2 days before the convention.
Yeah,
I was gonna do like skinny Pam at one point, but I never did.
Cocaine Pam, you would be such a good Cocaine Pam.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I will say, okay, let me rephrase. My Katya cosplay would still fit. That's not the issue. The issue is there might be stains on it because it's all white. And
yeah.
I definitely spilled on it the last time I wore it.
Tara, you're doing so much better than me because my Miss Marvel cosplay was sacrificed in the year of our Lord 2014 because I decided to get wasted.
That's half the con cost.
Yeah.
Okay. In fairness, this was actually at New York Comic Con, and I can't remember if it was 2014 exactly, but it was the year I turned 21, and it was.
Wait, how do you get wasted at New York Comic Con?
Well, so there are after parties, right? And so
this is the Dragon Con chat, not the New York Comic Con chat.
I ruined it. But it can happen anywhere.
Dragon Con's not a corporate con!
Nami, you need a drink.
Not yet.
Nami, you need a drink by yourself right now. You need to take a drink by yourself.
No, she doesn't really.
All right, so other activities.
Thank you.
I don't know if Dragon Con Bingo is happening. I haven't seen anything about it. There was a D100 list, which was like check off 100 things at Dragon Con. Again, not sure if it's happening. If anybody knows anything about those, please let us know because I have no idea. There is usually some sort of like scavenger hunt, like photo scavenger hunt thing.
The Star Trek one is happening.
Okay. There's usually like a general one too, and I think it's happening, but like the news on all these things, it's like somebody will say they're doing it and they're like, wait, no, actually I'm not going this year, understandably so. So it's like it's kind of up in the air whether a lot of these things are happening. But okay, so the Star Trek scavenger hunt is, though.
Yes. So we've got, in that vein, so there are sing-alongs that are still happening. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. And did we find out that Nicola's Roof is closed? Because the only restaurant they said was closed was Polaris in the Hyatt, because karaoke happens up at Nicola's Roof, and I'm a karaoke whore, so I'm wondering about that.
That's probably
But I
something
don't
to
know.
call the Hilton in check.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to seek out karaoke this year. Dean and Nami and I, especially.
What about me? What about me?
Well,
You're welcome to as well, but this is specifically
there's a thing. There's a thing that's been happening for a couple of years.
Andrew would need to be there too, but we need to find karaoke and sing "Bring Me to Life."
Well, that said, we recently went to Vegas, and there's a very favorite piano bar, and we tried to get these guys to sing the song, and they wouldn't. They didn't do it this time. They wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
No.
They
Once was enough. Once in their life was enough, and I was on video.
Oh no,
for everyone.
we got them to sing it again a second time when we went back, but
Not this time.
sadly not this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might need to find karaoke to sing that. Okay. So real quick, avoid con crud. Get your fucking vitamin B shots. And by vitamin B, I mean the actual real thing, the real word that we're not allowed to say. If you can get a flu shot ASAP, go ahead and get that too, because why not? They are available. I got mine a week ago. It was a miserable experience because I had a bad reaction, but shit happens.
What did
Also-
masks? I mean, masks are super going to help with con crud too, right?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They should to at least some extent.
So I'm gonna take this moment to do a bit of a biology aside because I'm drunk and I cannot be stopped. And
Oh, we could totally mute you. So
listen, you can, but my points are gonna be good, and you don't want to mute me because I'm smart.
no, this is true.
But so basically, here's the thing. Getting your flu shot is not going to make you more immune to Rona. That is not a thing. That is absolutely not a thing. Nobody's ever saying that's a thing. But since there are other sicknesses in the world that isn't the Rona, anything that you can prevent is important. It's kind of it's like hedging your bets, right? Like if you get if 3 bad things happen to you at once, it's a lot worse than just one bad thing. And if you can prevent one of those 3, you're then down to 2 and things are slightly better, and it's that's what the flu shot is. And last year, a lot of us didn't get the flu because we were so busy wearing our masks to stop the Rona. And that's what's important. And if you can stop any semblance of con crud by getting just one more stabby stab, one more good juice, get the good juice. Because listen, I also do not like the stabby stabs. I make awkward conversation and flirt with my nurses until it's over. And that is me as a biologist who fully appreciates the value and understands what the stabby stab is needed for. So I get it. Getting stabbed ain't great. And if you have any stabby hesitancy or juice hesitancy, please feel free to reach out to me to talk about this because I am absolutely here for that. But anything,
Well, Nami, I
anything-
think you. I definitely know you relate to this. I work in a hospital. I'm not going to get into details about that, but I work in a hospital. I have to get the flu shot every year. I have to take a TB test every year.
Mhm.
And
That's way worse than the stabby stab.
yeah, that's a fun one because they inject something in your arm, your forearm, and then you got to come back a couple days later. And I don't know if do you have to do other tests too, Nami?
So I usually have to get all of my shots, and I have to get a TB shot and stuff since I work in a lab. And technically now I'm working more on the engineering sides of things, so I don't, but I still keep up with all of those vaccinations.
Right. But that's the thing. It's working in a hospital, I'm wearing a mask, and it's it's certainly not just Rona or the flu or other things that I could potentially be around. And, you have to be conscious of that. And now we're going to an event where the thing's been happening, and it's like, just please, everyone, just be safe, just be smart. Think about, if not yourself, at least think about other people, for goodness sake. And think about, too, what might you take home with you? Like, that's a thing, too, right?
Quarantining after con is a legit thing, even from my workmates. Not giving it to anybody.
And I'm going to say this, because I am absolutely not above making you guys guilt into doing the right thing, because I come back from this convention and we recently moved my grandparents into my house because their health is going down and we want to take care of them.
Because they're grandparents. That's what happens when you get older.
And, the thing is that I know that I'm not going to be able to see them or hang out with them 2 weeks after this con because I have to be safe. And that's just the fact of the matter. And, all of this stuff is really scary, and I get it. It is terrifying. I am terrified, and I know all the information, and I understand how the information is being shared, and I understand how the scientific method works. And to be an outside person seeing all of this and seeing things changing constantly, it's scary. Like, we are literally living through collective trauma right now, and we're all doing the thing. And I am so proud of us as a people. For like
these people anyway. Okay, so just gonna go over these last few points before we get into some more fun stuff. Start taking your vitamin C and or vitamin B and or multivitamins now. Bring antibacterial liquid. Yeah, bring antibacterial liquid hand soap for your room. Those hotel bar soaps are nonsense. Don't trust them. Bring hand sanitizer, antibacterial hand wipes, like Lysol hand wipes, whatever. Even the little alcohol wipes to like clean off your phone. Because yes, we understand that they've said that this thing doesn't spread that much from surfaces, but better safe than sorry. I also suggest if you're planning on using the same drinking containers, like I use a lot of like these like reusable water bottles, bring a small bottle of like dish liquid to clean them out in your room sink. And also utilize disposable face masks, or if you're using cloth masks, either bring a fuck ton of them or bring detergent sheets or something so that you can wash them, throughout the weekend. So like if you're using cloth masks, you need to wash them. I honestly probably once a day at an event like this, but I prefer disposable ones. I can breathe better in them, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. If you wear a cloth mask with a cute design, only wear it one day. It's really bad to wear it multiple days. Unless you've washed it.
The other thing I will say is that a lot of cosplays, if you are creative and if you do just like 3 seconds of think on it, you can find a cute mask idea to go with your costume. And I'm going to make
that's the thing. Yeah, there's so many options for that. Like literally, you have no excuse to not. Honestly, like if you're not creative enough. Like come on. It's
I'm going to wear a bandana mask. Well, I'm going to make it out of a bandana, but it's going to be the double line bandana, and it's going to be for my Westworld costume.
Tara.
So,
Jessi,
Tara, you want to explain our Red Dead plans?
Are you sure you need to? Does it need to be that? Because hold on, I might have something you. Oh, hold on. Wait, I gotta find it. I gotta dig through my purse. We have black and red versions of these.
Yeah.
So if you want to borrow, if you want to borrow this disposable,
you gotta give it back.
Mask and give we have black and red ones.
Well, Armistice would probably have black. Hector would have black.
Okay.
My plan with John Marston is so the character wears a maroon bandana around his neck at all times anyway. And so I'm going to be wearing the cloth mask, but I was thinking I'll just throw like the outlaw bandana over top of that, right? So it's totally in character, but I've still got the the actual medical mask underneath, and I got my hat on top of my earphones again. But hey,
yeah, that looks so incredibly dumb. Yes.
For anybody who's listening to this as a podcast, I'm so sorry for you.
Just imagine a ridiculous looking Dean. Now I know that's normal, but
this is not fair that Andrew's not drinking properly.
I know.
I am mad at Andrew on multiple levels. Like, first off, he's not drinking. Second off, he is dishing us. Third off, he is ditching us for the weak ass reason that he doesn't want to quarantine for 2 weeks after. Because I would respect.
You should.
I cannot. I will lose my job if I do it. That's like the real reason. But also Nami can be angry. You can also come quarantine, take 6 quarantine tests, and come try to fight me in Korea. It'll be fun.
You're going to Korea?
I'm already there.
Oh, wow.
In Korea right now?
Yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ!
wasn't lying when I said that in the morning. Yeah,
Wait,
it's literally 8 a.m. That's why I'm drinking coffee.
Now I want to know what's outside that window.
Huh? Oh, it's some North Korean looking propaganda thing. It's like, hold on. Like they have these like really propaganda looking murals. It's like, oh, imagine it's sunshine. That is like nasty ass concrete building. So this is actually where I was quarantined for 14 days. So when you tell me you can't quarantine, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I was stuck in this box and I had to check in twice a day on an app. I had people yelling at me if I ever turned my Wi-Fi off. They would come check on me. I was accused of coming out of my room like multiple times. I had the 6 tests, including like the brain tickler,
I mean, I'm gonna say this.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Did Korea freeze Andrew?
North Korea
Listen, look at the chat. Look at the chat. Somebody, PJ just asked, "How does Andrew have no lag?" And then that happened. I shit you not.
Yep.
Amazing.
What is?
And let me say this. You know,
holy shit! The CIA just got him.
That North Korea would go after. It would be Andrew, wouldn't it?
He's frozen. He's frozen.
F in the chat. Drinks for the fallen.
That is
okay.
The timing of that is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. So all right. And keep in mind, while many restaurants are still open despite the Rona, and while crowds at the con will be thinner,
He's gone. Oh my god.
He'll come back. We cannot. All right. Well, while many restaurants are still open despite the Rona, and while crowds at the con will be thinner, we can't stress enough that you should probably make sure to have at the very least some decent hearty snacks in your room, just in case. Do your shopping at home if you can, like for groceries or alcohol, like if you're driving. If not, do it as early as possible once you get to Dragon Con, Wednesday if you can. You know, Thursday morning, early afternoon if you can't do it Wednesday. So yeah, like just plan on there being fewer food options. And if there are fewer food options, even with the thinner crowds, there will probably, wow, I've been drinking a lot. There will probably be longer lines. You might be able to get food delivered, but I would just not ever count on like timing, honestly. So, just bring some shit.
Well, they also posted in the updates that they all the outlets are open except for Polaris and the Hyatt, and that the scanning Petrie Center food court and many of the SunTrust Plaza restaurants will be open and ready to welcome us. It will not be the same, but you will have options. It's not a food desert, so plan to be self-sufficient, but know that if you need a meal, you can get a meal.
I think I'm more worried about like for anybody who is just super busy, like especially like volunteers, track directors, anybody like if you're really busy and you don't have time to like go sit down for a meal, I just to be safe. Do you guys hear my drink? Like,
what are you making?
We hear you.
I'm making yet another Fight Claw. Don't worry about it.
But I appreciate.
I need to be right back, like Dean as well.
So yeah, like just keep in mind though that there are while the sit down restaurants are open, I have heard that some of the places in like the Peachtree Center food court aren't, and no matter what, there's going to be kind of a lesser like, or there's going to be less like, I don't know. I would just bring some hearty snacks for your room, and hopefully the food options won't be too bad or whatever, but we've got Andrew back. There he is.
So I apologize for every bad thing I said about Korea. Apparently they kill your internet when you shit talk their quarantine process. I'm very sorry. I love this country. Kim Jong-un, totally legitimate dictator. Please proceed with this broadcast.
They got you.
Yes, they caught me. Yes. Yes.
The timing of that, you have to look in the chat.
That's
Somebody was
incredible.
commenting about how you have no lag, and you immediately stopped when they said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Crazy.
internet. There are no internet problems here. None
God.
at all.
And my husband pressed an F in the chat for you.
What is it? There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
There is no war.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Oh,
There is
God.
no war. There is no, like, apparently there is no
There is
no good screen.
No, you get no focus.
there is no Rona in the United States.
I think it's when you
Um,
showed us the propaganda
yeah,
thing
one thing
behind you,
Yeah.
Andrew.
One thing I do want to say is that if you are a volunteer and you don't know that you can figure out all of this getting snacky snacks for yourself, please make sure you talk to your friends about the fact that you don't have the time or the, spoons to get that done. Because,
Somebody will have snacks in their purse.
exactly.
And the
Somebody
consulate
will-
exists, and they're happy
Yeah.
to feed us. During,
I also
like, they know.
don't know if you want to be taking, but on that note, though, I think of all the years, I don't think you want to be taking snacks or hitting the bag with strangers this year. I mean,
Well, yeah,
to-
not straight.
slapping the bag. If you remember, slap the bag has always been a con thing. I think we're going
Let
to
it
have
be
to
clear.
Oh,
rethink
it's a
about
con
how
thing.
we-
I was playing that in barracks.
Let it be clear.
Whatever.
I'm not talking about approaching strangers for snacks. Listen, I mean, stranger danger, but also we're all good nerds. We're not going to be assholes. but
laws
also
with white
stranger
flowers.
danger. So, but within your own circle, within your own group of friends, or within a slightly trusted circle beyond that, like, if you cannot on your own get yourself the snacks and the food and the water and the stuff that you need to perhaps sustain yourself if things aren't open, because let's be real, I am very much relying on that Indian place in the food court because
Some of that stuff will not be open.
I know that's the problem.
They've
and
already said that. They've already said
It's
that.
not going to
so.
be open.
They haven't made a call, but some of the options there will not be available.
Exactly.
Well, Panberries is not in that shopping center anymore, so Panberries won't be either, which is unfortunate. But
I think Aviva is going to be closed.
And also, as somebody who lives in a city and gets delivery for lunch a lot of the time, it's already slow, so it's gonna super not be reliable during an actual convention. Like, make yourself backup plans for food. And listen, it's not gonna be the best food. It's gonna be snacky snacks. Like, let's be real. You're not gonna be healthy. It'll be okay. You're gonna be running around the whole weekend.
Well,
You
that
will
said, though,
be fine.
Oh, I think I
well,
misspoke.
that said,
Aviva
though,
is a
with the reduced attendance. I mean, we're going back. I mean, how many years do you think we're going back? If it's 50,000 or so, how many years is that? That's
2010.
Ooh,
that's
a
like
bunch of-
2010 or
Yeah, and once again,
2009.
we have no verification that those are the actual numbers, right? Those numbers are always like very subject to.
I thought that number did come out actually.
They
I mean-
put it out, but we don't know for sure if that's the number because once
They
again,
said they can have max
Oh.
of 50,000 as per Atlanta City.
Oh, no,
City
no,
for
Hall.
the fire code, yes.
You're absolutely correct, and I think Erin, Tara, and Nami. Well, who's been to Comic-Con San Diego? Right, like they lie.
I've been
They
to New York Comic
no
Con.
question they lie
I-
about their numbers.
I've been
God,
to
they
other
do.
events that lie
Guarantee.
about the numbers. They have to. It's a legal thing. They cannot say.
Right.
They
The
cannot
fire
put out that
marshal.
they knowingly went over it. They will get fined. Period. And they will get shut down. Period.
Right,
So
right.
it's not something they can be honest about. They can't. So
And
like,
Dean, I would also go a step further and say with this, there is also the additional risk of the fact that since everything is kind of getting worse in Georgia, people will just generally be shutting down their restaurants to delivery only and maybe even less service because of that. So that is the
I
reason.
wonder.
although I will say, because we did get one question in the chat, Nami. I think things like CVS and things like chains, like somebody asked is CVS shutting down. I would not expect that because no CVS
Oh,
has ever shut
absolutely
down
not.
during
Oh, no,
this
CVS
during
will not be closed.
the demic. They've never shut down. So there's no way they're
What
shutting
are you
down.
doing, Jesse?
Her focus
What was
hates
I
her.
am so
Stop
my
rubbing
hand
off the
is
camera.
focused.
It's not working out real well, Jesse.
What do
I
you
mean, let's
think?
be real clear.
Um,
It's not
it's
an
real
F
gritty.
in the chat for Tara. It's an F in the chat for Jessi.
I mean, I understand. Like, I mean, maybe some restaurants will shut down because they don't feel safe or whatever. With the crowds.
That's a
and everything,
personal
but at the
choice.
same
It's
time,
not a mandate, by the way.
correct.
There's no
but
mandate.
But the mall restaurants, those aren't delivery restaurants. I have a feeling. I mean, just to maintain their business, they're probably going to be open more likely or more often than not, right? I mean,
think about it from a restaurant owner's point of view. They have lost a lot of money in this. They're really hurting. I know a lot of the people. I've represented some of these people. Like, you know.
oh yeah, this is Black Friday for them for sure. For sure.
Exactly.
This is
So
Black Friday.
and here's the thing: they can increase their margins. So they can. We all know there's Dragon Con pricing. That is a fact, right? And I can guarantee you they are going to take their pound of flesh. So when they're open, don't be surprised if things are way more expensive this year because they're trying to make up. And once again, they have their interests. They have employees, they have families, they have things. They're trying to keep their business afloat. So don't be surprised if what's open is double the price.
I'm ready for double. I'm ready for triple. I'm ready for quadruple.
Well, you're from New York, so that's like double is like your normal price.
Hey,
so.
I know we've all been drinking, and this is a goddamn mess right now.
Yes.
But okay.
What? Jessi's gone. Korea got her too.
I'm
Uh-oh.
still
That's what she
here.
gets.
What to bring for your rooms? Jesus.
Grab some lipstick now.
What to bring for your rooms, especially this year. Solo or other disposable cups that aren't branded. Trash bags, silverware, plasticware, bowls.
Housekeeping may not be every day. Not that people get housekeeping every day. But
in a lot of places, the unions aren't allowing it. I've worked with this a lot, actually. So I work in the hospitality industry. They're prohibiting it in a lot of cases. So don't be surprised if you only get a beginning. They've cleaned it before. They're going to clean it when you leave. And then most unions are saying that they're only going to do it upon request, and they don't even want to go in the room. They're really just going to show up and hand you towels or leave stuff outside the room.
I mean, that's what I would do at Dragon Con anyway.
That's exactly. That's how we do it.
Bring towels, bring trash bags.
We bring extra trash bags. We put trash bags out, like outside the door to get stuff out of the room. But that's it's going to be very minimal.
Yeah, I don't want people in my room. I don't.
Well, right. I mean, it's dumb, and they're probably not going to do it. Is what is so. I mean,
also, especially now, like always in previous years for sure, but especially now, bring cash to tip your housekeepers. Like at the very least, even if they are not cleaning your room every day, which honestly, I've never let housekeeping into my room during Dragon Con. It's like, please stay away. Please stay away.
I've been going since 2008, and the housekeeping has not come into my room.
But I also know
every single convention weekend, I put up that do not disturb, and I'm like, if you touch my costumes, I will rip you to shreds.
I came home. I came home to my room one time. You know, it was a night at Dragon. I don't know where I was exactly, but I woke up in the morning and I had a wound on my back I was not aware of, and my bed looked like a murder scene. So that was one of the times I actually had housekeeping come in, but otherwise,
housekeeping has seen some shit at Dragon.
Yeah, for sure.
They've seen some shit, literal and metaphorical.
Dean, I mean this in the nicest way, but I am so excited for us to room together. Also, let it be known.
So is your previous roommate not coming, Tara?
Yeah. So unfortunately, Keith and Ashley aren't making this year. So it's me, Dean, and Nami.
Awesome. That'll be fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good time.
And this is the first time.
And for me, it kind of worked out really well this year because my group of people that I was rooming with at Dragon Con back in 2017 were people I thought were good.
Oh, and now they're not?
Yeah.
Look, I've roomed with all sorts of characters, so it's always a fun experience. But you get through it. You know, you make friends, you learn, and your group changes. I'll say the people that I am going to with now are different than the people that I was going to con with originally, and you know the groups that I run with are different, which is great. The cool thing about Dragon Con, look, the reason why we're talking about a lot of how this one's going to be different, blah blah blah. But the thing that's important is for me, I go to Dragon Con for my friends, to interact with them and to meet new people and to meet people who care about things I care about.
But you're not coming this year.
It still doesn't matter.
And you're drinking coffee.
It kind of does matter, but
it does matter.
I would go.
If
guys. If I was
gonna
allowed,
show
if
Tara.
I was allowed to go back without having to come back and re-quarantine, I would 100% go.
I have a
Because
very
We're gonna FaceTime Andrew
That's
during
totally
Dragon
fine.
Con.
I was willing to go, and I'm on the record. You can check out my podcast and Stats podcast. I was willing to go no matter what happened. I was going to go no matter what happened with all this. I was willing to go in 2020. And I'm one of the only people that came out and said that. I don't give a fuck. But the point was that because I knew that my friends,
Mr. got
friends
COVID
were the
twice.
people the people that people I wanted to see were more important than all the other crap. So anyway,
But what you said is correct though, because I'm going to reference the fleet here. But Erin, you know what I'm talking about. There's some of us that actually believe in fleet as family, but it goes way beyond that. There are people that I have met at Dragon Con that I do consider as close as family, for sure.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this. I met some of the people on this chat, Cough, Tara, and Andrew.
You met me drunkenly stumbling into my room, taking over my bathroom for like at least 2 hours. Then I had to haul your ass out and resuscitate you. And you're like, ah, Nami! And I'm like, holy shit, this girl's a goddamn smoke show. And then we're best friends. Hey!
Hey!
That's
I'm like, I love this
That's
girl.
con for you.
I would like to say that the moral of this story is that it worked out. And I also love Andrew, despite all the shit that I give him. And
I saved your life multiple times.
probably,
Multiple times.
I mean, that's fair.
I-
that we have to do that to somebody every con.
Yes.
I mean,
I
it just
rebuttal
is-
that. I rebuttal that with, you probably did, but what would your life be without me?
It would be a much taller
That's
place
lovely.
on average.
And nobody needs that sort of calmness in their life. That's absolute bullshit.
What was
Okay,
the
okay.
over-under on Nami and me? Like
Oh,
where
here
did
goes
she
that.
come
Oh,
up on
Nami.
you, Andrew?
Oh, Nami. Shouldn't be doing that.
That's called the
Oh.
Dragon Con pour.
Oh no, I forgot to edit Andrew's mic settings. I gotta turn him down a
You
little
know,
bit.
Sorry, this mic is
Erin,
fire.
I'm gonna
So
turn
it's
down
good.
Andrew anyway, because that's just Andrew.
But Jessi and Erin, I am so excited to hang out with you this year because I have absorbed the rest of this panel into.
Is it part of you now?
Into
No, I love
We're all a part of each other now.
We're all a
There's
part
no-
of each
Let
other
it be
now.
real. Let it be known.
Well, I
I
gotta
have
say-
known Tara and Andrew for so long. It is kind of disgusting. And I have, and Tara is objectively like my best friend, and Andrew is like.
We gotta edit some like pink colored marks into the chat now.
Don't edit
Like,
that. That was cool.
All right, let it be known. I didn't do that on purpose, but
That was
also,
Andrew is the.
I'm glad I'm not the drunkest one on this chat right now.
we're gonna take this moment to clarify is that
How are we?
Andrew is also Andrew's one of my best friends, but Andrew's also a fuckboy. Which
Oh, he is. We all know.
exactly. So like we know. So it's like
Oh, thanks. Now the internet knows.
Listen, we can't. Nami, I don't know how much shit we can talk about Andrew because remember that time we got locked out of our Airbnb in New York City?
I saved your life, woman.
Okay, wow, volume, Andrew.
From
Volume.
death. Death by Burger King. You would have died because you wanted that Whopper. This is how you meet people at conventions, through unconventional scenarios, which is what makes them so fun.
No,
Hey.
absolutely. Wait, no. Let me hit on that because I know Erin because she was friends with a mutual friend of mine, and she came on his recommendation. And he's not in our lives anymore, really. But Erin and I are now, in the best friends club, and that's amazing. And that's the connections you make
I'm
at these.
adopting Erin now.
There you go.
Anyway,
Whoa.
I have no idea. We usually talk about like, what do you bring to the room? And then we go on to like parking. I feel like parking isn't going to be a huge issue this year if you want to,
No.
you want to Valet. It's expensive as hell.
Does anyone here have
I
a car?
park at MARTA and drive down on Thursday, and then
And like I've said, there's
yeah.
so many alternatives to that honestly, if you're showing up there early, you have
Let's
a
talk
lot
about
of
that.
options.
Let's talk about that actually. Let's talk about MARTA because I see people resisting
Yeah.
that. Like I see the
It's
different
so
chats.
easy. It's
Why?
Marta's
It's
amazing.
so easy.
It's like
MARTA
so-
gets you right down to the
stupid
con.
proof.
right. If
Yeah.
you go to the you're going to the airport. If you're coming in from the airport, you go to the MARTA station. It costs you like I don't know, $2, $3, maybe?
$2.50.
$2.
Right.
$2.50.
So you throw a 5 in there, you get a couple Sacagaweas back out of the machine, you get your ticket, and you get on this train, and it takes you, I'm not even kidding,
Like 20
straight to
minutes.
Dragon Con. Straight,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's like 20, 25
So-
minutes, straight to Dragon Con. You come up,
Super
you go
safe.
this giant escalator, and you're at the con. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's amazing.
There was,
And if
there
you
was-
keep
by
your
the way,
plastic card, you
on that
don't
note-
have to pay for it the next year,
true,
and you
too.
only have to
What
load
is that, like
$5 on
another-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
it's
like a
$5.
$5.
that's
that
considered
guys, there
$2.
was-
I think
there was
it's
a
like
point-
$2, and then the plastic card is $2 if you don't have it, and then it's like $2.50 per
Mhm.
ride.
Well, I
And
think
then you
that
can load multiple rides if you're going to go back.
I think
You
that
do your
I think that the anti-MARTA sentiment is less about how easy it is this year and more about people not wanting to take public transportation.
Well,
And-
I mean,
that's your
I fly
personal
in
problem.
for
If you're
Pittsburgh.
flying, you're just
Yeah.
you're just
I was
You
gonna
have
say,
to.
at the
liable
Right,
point that
right.
Yeah,
If you
you're
Right.
going to be dealing with all those people as well. if you're
unless
flying.
unless you're not going to Dragon Con, then
I
you're
would-
not really adding any element.
I
to it.
would clarify this to multiple points. If you are at the point that you are flying into a city for a convention and then going to said convention, also going on public transportation is not going to make a difference at that
Yep.
point.
Exactly.
Probably
exactly.
You know, considering like relative risk, like you've already risked the max. Like you're pretty much already there. It's
Right.
it's too late, bud. And you know, I will say for me personally, I have flown in every single year, but I have actually never taken the MARTA because I never knew about it. And also because I have a very unique privilege in that I am a bougie ass bitch.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, but what are you
Nami
taking a
Oh
cab?
bougie.
shit!
What are you
Nami
doing?
bougie.
Taking a cab?
No, she takes a private
No.
limo.
Let it be known, I am here to
Does it-
call out other people for
Well,
their
I would like to
bullshit.
say I would like to take a limo. Let's make
She
let's
takes
make
a
this happen.
palanquin.
Dean, if you think I'm getting you a limo, you're absurd. I'm getting an Uber like a regular person, but also
Okay.
let me know.
Like a
Oh, wait,
regular.
wait, hold on, though.
Also,
That's important. That
Jessi?
takes twice as long to get there, though, because you're going
Yeah,
through
it
Atlanta
does.
traffic. We're
Yeah.
sitting on a train. We're busting our ass right to con, and you're
Yeah.
sitting in
Yeah,
an
you
Uber.
don't have to
That is a
timed it,
bad
I've timed it.
plan.
Marta
You're
is quicker,
absolutely
but
correct.
guys,
Let it
there's
be
one
known.
really important fact though. That it was fixed, but remember that longest escalator that was broken for a period of
Mhm.
time, and there
Well,
was
there's
a possibility
two.
it would
Yeah.
not be up.
There's
I-
two. There's
I'm
one
going
that goes
to-
directly to the CVS, and there's one that
Yeah.
goes across the street to the Westin. So all it does is it pops you across the street. You walk across the street. Like, it's not a big fucking deal.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Listen, I'm going to take this moment
Listen.
to clarify myself because
Hey,
it's not out of being defensive. It is out of the fact that y'all should know I am weak as shit and I overpack for dragging.
Facts.
I
Facts.
know
Who doesn't?
Her bags are bigger than her.
I pay for the full 2 check-in baggages and also a carry-on and also a backpack. Like I literally just do not have the hands to maneuver that because I'm the sort of person that before the Rona, I was like, hey, you know, 3 cosplays a day, this sounds reasonable. I am old and sad now, so I will not be doing that. Let that be known. But
Old and sad. So
You're-
one of the
wait.
youngest people in the
You're
chat.
old.
Yeah,
I
from
think
the
You're
mouths
the
of
actual
babes.
youngest.
That was
She's the
deeply
bede of this
Yeah, you are
chat.
the legit youngest.
Yeah,
yes.
you are the baby.
Yeah, yeah, you are the baby.
guys,
Probably
let
by like
okay,
10
babe.
years.
let this be known. Let
Versus
this be
Grandpa
known.
Dean over here.
It is emotional sadness, not age.
Listen, I like wisdom.
sadness. I know so many people who are older than me who are doing so much better emotionally because I'm just here going like, wow. fuck.
Oh my god, Grandpa Dean over here. Okay.
On that note, I'm going to say
Not yet, thankfully.
I didn't
All
know
right.
that the MARTA existed, and now that I know it existed, I might pack relative for that in order to get there.
Well, let's reference back to FedEx and sending your props and things to FedEx. It's great. It actually is great. You don't have to pack like 100 pounds
Or
of
you
shit.
can send it to me. That's perfectly fine as well.
What if
Oh.
Consider. I packed 100 pounds of shit, and I also wore 100 pounds of shit, and then I had an extra 200 pounds of shit, and I was like, oh no, what do?
That sounds like she's talking about my Lego, but I'm not bringing any big costumes this year because not this
No
year.
big costumes this year.
Okay, well that actually helps us move on to the next thing.
Very helpful.
Segue. Dragon Con 2021 personal highlights.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go. I'm just gonna go clockwise. So it's gonna be me, Erin, Nami, Andrew, Dean, Jessi, Andrew. Dean, Jessi, Andrew. Okay, so for me, oh my god, I'm sorry, you guys. Personal highlights, schedule, etc. Cosplay. We'll go over all these things at the same time. Thursday, I'm doing a Fear Street 1978 cosplay ish. I say cosplay, and I mean this lightly. And by the way, Dean,
cosplay.
you're doing this too because I bought you a shirt.
I'm aware.
We're doing Color War from Fear Street 1978. We're just gonna wear these on Thursday. You know,
great show, by the way. Great show. Everybody watch it.
And Thursday night I've got a secret costume. It is Jurassic Park themed. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Friday.
I don't know about this.
You
I'm gonna have to find out. I don't.
Okay.
Wow.
I thought okay, that's weird, but okay.
Your own
Weird
doesn't know.
Weird flex, but okay. Friday is like Red Dead all day. I've got sorry guys, Red Dead drink. Just go ahead and drink now.
Do I have to finish this cup for it? Because it seems like
that's it.
No.
Hey, congratulations! Your cerveza is empty.
I mean, I got one is empty. I got
you probably need to get another drink then, Dean.
I'm prepared.
I have.
Okay, so Friday at 1 p.m. Dean and I are running the Red Dead fan panel. It's at the West End.
Because you're an attending professional.
Oh yeah. Why did you do this, Erin?
Asshole.
And then at 4 p.m. that day is the Red Dead photo shoot. Saturday, what am I doing for cosplay Saturday? I think I'm just gonna wear like a laid back like Jungle Cruise like themed outfit on Saturday for funsies.
You have the cutest skirt for that.
Yeah, I wore it in 2018 and it's cute and like it's comfortable. So yeah, so Saturday I'm doing just that, and then Nami
I'm cosplaying The Rock for that.
Yeah,
You could cosplay The Rock for me.
Yeah,
cosplay The Rock for me.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
Instead of
Saturday,
muscle suit. Make yourself a muscle suit. I know you can do it.
I have one actually, but hey.
So Saturday at 1 p.m. Nami and I are on the Shadow and Bone season 1 panel in the High Fantasy track room, which is Marriott L401 to 403.
Let me add that to my schedule.
This is very informative for me. This is very informative for me, and I live with her, so this is interesting.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we're gonna drag you to all of our relevant shit regardless. So you're
just stuck.
You know what?
You're stuck.
My sister and my niece will probably be at those panels because they're wearing their Shadow and Bone costumes, and they're like, "We're super excited!" And this is my niece's first con, and she's wearing Shadow and Bone costumes.
Yay! Dragon Con's her first con.
First con. She just turned 18. That's first con. So
that is a lot of con for the first con.
It's a lot of con for a first con.
She was promised she could go the year she turned to be a senior in high school, and Dragon Con didn't happen last year, so she's going to her freshman year of college. So there you go.
I have a very unique perspective in this, which is that
you're very drunk.
I understand that Dragon Con is a party con, etc., etc.
But it doesn't have to be a party con if you don't want it to be.
Exactly.
But it ought to be.
Yeah, it is.
No, but here's the thing. Boys, boys, I'm gonna shoot you the fuck down right now. Because Dragon
Boys?
Con can just be
Yeah, I don't understand
enjoyable.
here.
And here's the thing. If you are a female presenting person who does not want to or cannot drink at Dragon Con, that is no reason to not also go to Dragon Con for the experience of the convention. Because yes, this convention has a reputation of being a party place, but that party place is not required for everyone. And you still have a lot of experience that you have outside of that party place. And I will say that myself personally, as a person who only ever entered into Dragon Con after she could quote unquote drink and party, I had a very different experience of Dragon Con than somebody who just was like, hey, I want to go to the cons and see what it's like. Because yeah, Dragon Con's a party con. That is what we are. And that is great. But that doesn't mean that people who don't party can't come to Dragon Con. And that is so important. And I think the other sub-level of that is that people who are, 18 to 21, who are in that weird limbo of, we're old enough to be adults, but we're old enough to also not be allowed to party. You're in that weird space. I get it. It's terrible and I hated it. And, Dragon Con can still be an amazing time around all of that. And it's about the people that you meet and the people that you hang out with. And I want to emphasize, as somebody who is sitting here drinking, an entire bottle of wine. This,
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
this seems like the sort of thing that I am just saying, but I am 26 years old right now. I am friends with most of my friends.
The
are
wee bab.
exactly
Yes, baby. That
Baby.
is
reaction.
10
No.
years younger than me.
Oh
No,
god.
Exactly.
Nami, you make a good point. I'm gonna tell a little story. Please bear with me.
Hell yeah.
Back in the day, sorry.
One forever ago.
One
says
of my
the dean.
No
one of my
time ago.
favorite.
People
Shut
remember.
up. No, for real. This is actually one of my best Dragon Con memories. Back when I still did Stargate, I was sitting at our fan table, and this disabled woman rolled up in her wheelchair, and she was also I'm trying not to be insulting here, but she was also clearly mentally disabled, and she thought that I was one of the characters from the show.
Okay.
I have a vague resemblance to one of the characters from Stargate Atlantis. I wasn't even dressed as the guy, but she thought I was really him, and she believed the show was real, and she was thanking me for saving the Earth and doing all the heroic things that the character did. And you know what? It's like I just rolled with it because it's like, what am I going to do? Shatter this person's beliefs and dreams, and like that was it touched me. It's just as a fan of the thing that she loved too, but just what an amazing just moment for me to like this person got to have like the con moment of her life because she thought she was meeting not just like the actor but like the actual character that she believed was real.
Character.
And that's like that's like where else are you going to experience something like that? Like that was really cool, and then that made that person's week, year, whatever, right? So I'm not sure. Why did I bring that up? I'm not sure.
No,
You brought
non-related
up non-partying stuff. I would just say that, yeah, I mean, non-partying stuff, this is what I say about it. I say, like, there's a lot for you to do, right? For sure.
Yep.
And you can definitely come. People have come for decades, but there's people who just go to the panels, who just do the gaming. That has nothing to do with partying or drinking, right? The only thing I will say is, for people that I've gone to exclusively what I would call corporate cons, right? Where it's just booze and stuff like that. Just understand that there are people drinking, there are people partying. So understand that is going on. So it is a different vibe. That's all. Doesn't mean you have to do it. Just understand that you're going into that sort of environment. And I think that everybody who's in the chat, most people who are watching probably understand that. Maybe that's why they're going.
They're at Drinkin Con. So
Exactly. It's called Drinking Con, right?
It's
But
one of those things that, like, I hope that the majority of the people who are listening to this, like, sort of quote unquote get it. But I also exist in a space where, you know, people don't. And I want to protect those people. And in that, like, sense of, like, Dean, what you said about sort of, like, going along with that fandom, with the experience, like, literally me at my first Dragon Con, I had the same thing. I was 40 pounds lighter, and I looked exactly like Ariana Grande, and a barkeeper thought I was Ariana Grande, and then a whole group of people were like, Ariana Grande is here! And I was like,
oh dear, no, I'm not. Sorry.
But I just...
Wait, you took the free drinks, yes?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
why wouldn't
she
you?
did. Yes, she did.
It is Drinkin Con.
Yes, she did.
You know, I was a broke college student. Of course
And
I
the
did.
legend began.
So I do want to say this real quick before I forget. Every panel that we're talking about here, especially if it's going to be a super popular panel, I would just remember that this year, all the panels are going to be at a smaller capacity. I think they said 2/3. So I will say that for the high fantasy track panels in previous years, often there would be lines and they would pack that room and there would still be people not able to get in. So there's only one Shadow and Bone panel at 1 p.m. on Saturday. So if you want to go to that, I would very highly suggest at
And
least.
that's a popular fandom too.
Yeah, at least 30 minutes beforehand, you line up, if not 45 minutes to an hour.
I think that's, but sorry, I think that's important to.
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, Dean. I'm going to cut you off here because it is directly relevant.
You go ahead.
Because if anybody recognizes my bangs, they will know that Shadow and Bone fandom wise, I am here to cosplay Zoya and I'm here to kick ass about it. And I have a lot of feelings.
We literally did a webcast, our webcast Sagas and Sass. Our entire first season was Grishaverse. We spent 7 months covering the Grishaverse books, and then we did, a couple episodes on Shadow and Bone. Like, yeah, we have a lot to say about this. There's of course other people on the panel, but like this is going to be a very popular panel. When I say show up 30 minutes beforehand, that actually might be like show up more like 45.
Well,
but also,
hold on. This is a very important time to talk about the procedures because the procedure has changed. Are you guys aware of that? The procedures changes here for lining up. They're having somebody stand in line and say exactly where the line of the room capacity is. So they're going to deny people after it hits that number. So they're going to have a minder who's kind of saying, okay, this is the end of the line person.
Yeah.
Clicker. So as soon as it gets there, there's going to be nobody getting in line who doesn't get in.
Okay, they've actually done that before, though. They have done that before.
I mean, Dean, it's never been consistent, and they'll do it for like one panel, but then you know what I mean. But this is going to be like strictly enforced from what they've said at town halls and from what I've heard. So it's going to be very strict.
But I think what's important too, though, is like these lines. These lines are in the hallways that you're walking to and from the other hotels. The other convention spaces, and so if you have concerns about the maskless, etc., I'm not going to say the word. I mean, there's going to be crowds just simply in the walkways that that you're trying to get to and from places, and so that's something to consider too.
Yeah,
they may try to do as many outside as they can. I think that's one of the things that I think may work out a little better.
But for fan panels, I
No.
just knowing where they're located, I don't think they can. So
like GOT, there's impossible. Fantasy Track, it's impossible to do it.
It's I'm gonna say this because there's 2 points I have to make. One is the first point, which is PJ688. You are correct. I have had an alcohol. This is the last of that full wine glass. You are indeed correct. There are many alcohol in me, but. The other thing I will say, I am approaching this convention as an incredibly cautious person. I am uniquely suited to have the priorities of, my thing is that I cannot bring COVID back to my house. And if I do, I need to quarantine for it. And, oh, fuck.
God damn it, Nami.
God
damn it, Nami.
But You know,
Yay!
We were talking about
You called
costumes.
yourself out at least. Yeah.
here's my thing. Like, my point is, I, as an introvert, have been incredibly deprived of social situations to the point where I, as an introvert, am incredibly upset about it. I'm unable to function without it. You know, I need to see my friends, and I get it. I really, truly do get it, because you guys need to understand, I have been studying biology since, 2010.
Andrew, look at the
I've
chat.
wanted to be a biologist for a very long time, and it's just, it's just one of those things that, like,
Okay, too many no words. Too many no.
Cut off. You're cut off.
We're literally getting people.
We gotta get back to here.
Okay. So anyway, so Saturday, 1 p.m. Shadow and Bone. Get there early. 8:30 p.m. Nailed it or failed it. Jon Snow. I'm so idea.
Excited for that. I am so excited.
I'm glad you are, because I feel like this is.
Right now to tell her.
I feel like this is I love Jen. I love the high fantasy track, but I feel like this is the most boring character they could have possibly chosen.
Yes.
For a nailed it or failed it panel. Like literally, like Brienne would have been also not as controversial, but better. But like, if you really want to talk about a nail, if you really
Ironborn number 5 would have been more entertaining.
If you want an entertaining nailed it or failed it,
not the most interesting person.
No, exactly. Like Sansa, even Arya. Like,
of course, Arya.
They're so Cersei. There's Jaime. Like, if you want to choose like a controversial character that actuceally like leads to a heated discussion,
Cersei
Jaime, Cersei, Daenerys. So Sunday I'm gonna do a Edwardian cosplay because it's perfect with a mask, and also because Spanish flu. 11:30 a.m. I'm on the ASWAF Song of Ice and Fire 25th anniversary panel, and then at 2:30 p.m. I'm on Tolkien's Trickster Tropes. That is too many T's. And that is all of my panels for the weekend. I really want to be on a couple others that are actually within the time I can be on them, but I think they might be full. So sad. I really wanted to be on the Rhythm of War panel, Brandon
Listen, if you can add me to Tolkien stuff, I'm always here for that. But also, like, the idea of commitments in the morning makes me like a shrivel.
Next year, I will make you come run with me in the morning, Nami. That will be the most hilarious thing
my
ever.
God.
Oh,
Tara?
Sadist you are.
Tara, are you going to go to the...
You think I will run?
I'll push you.
I will run with you, Andrew. I will run.
I will push you.
I started running in...
I don't know how people run in the morning at Dragon.
I don't know how people run.
You can walk it. There's a walking group.
I got out of the Navy and I said I'm never running again.
I'm not getting up that early.
Tara, are you gonna go with me to the Axinar panel at 10 a.m. on Monday?
Fuck no. I'm not getting up that early.
It's at the same time as the BSG panel, and I was like, there are fingers for that, and I love you. Oh my God.
I mean, the worst part about this is that like I don't actually know what this panel is, nor do I have any interest in it. However, I may actually attend it with you because I have a flight at noon that day.
No.
Oh man, I'm not even gonna tell you. I might go. I'm gonna say I might go, and if I do, oh boy.
That's all we need to know. Okay,
all right,
Andrew,
moving on.
Andrew, are you on any panels this year?
Yes, so I am on the GOT ones, and it's a helpful reminder for me to email the track director if she wants me to find a replacement.
Bitch, how are you on the panel? You're not even fucking there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my anime panels, though, I am gonna be like Skyped into those, so I am gonna be.
Fun. Your anime
Maybe we should
panels?
Skype you
What?
for
my anime track panels. Yes, so I am on.
Everybody, shush.
Okay, and pop Dean. But anyways, so what I'm doing for the anime panels, I'm really excited, guys. The anime track has given me and my buddies a lot of panels, and it's been really awesome, which is really great because we did a good job last year. We did one that essentially is the anime shipping game, which was super popular and went really, really well. We essentially have a randomizer. My friend literally paid for a custom app this year, and it automatically randomizes characters, puts up their pictures, and people discuss whether they ship it or not ship it. It's really, really fun. And we just upload hundreds of characters. We do like all sorts of pairings, so it's very awesome. And then we have another one we're doing on My Hero Academia, which is really cool because there's no content on that before that, and obviously that's been super popular. So really excited about that. And then I'll probably find a replacements for the GOT panels because I don't think the fantasy track's going to be able to do that. So yeah, super excited about that. And then obviously excited to be when you guys call me drunk. I'm going to be having a great time. Especially since you guys are going to be calling me drunk like in the morning. So I'm just going to be like waking up and you guys are going to be ragingly drunk.
Monday is going to be my birthday, Monday of Dragon Con. So I will absolutely pester you.
On Monday night.
We used to be in Korea?
Probably Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Korea for the next 6 months at least. So, yeah, I'll be here for a while.
I think one of the important points that I need to make is that I am specifically doing Shadow and Bone drink cosplay with Megan and Britt. So
I love those girls. They are my girls. So shout out to Megan and Britt. I went to see those girls.
Are lovely.
Very, very.
I love them to the ends of the world, but also depending on how drunk and or how angry we get, we might call you up and be like, "Hey, asshole, why didn't you cosplay with us?"
That's
welcome to my life, people. Welcome to my life, internet.
Okay, so is anybody other than and Dean is on the. I'm sorry, guys. Dean is on the Red Dead panel with me.
Oh.
Wait, why? Well, okay. This is a legitimate question. Why is that relevant this year? Sorry for my ignorance, but like, is it just a constant panel?
It's an enduring fandom. It's an engaging game.
At this point, it's because Dragon Con didn't happen in person last year. There's been so many updates and everything since then, like that. But they do. Red Dead Online is a thing, and they do
new content.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So
I didn't know that. I really honestly didn't even know that. So
no. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So other than that, so Erin, Nami, we already talked about the SMB panel. So nobody's on any panels, but what are you guys all cosplaying? We'll start with Erin.
Oh, okay.
I'm bad at.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So what are you cosplaying, Erin?
So I have a punk rock Sailor Moon and a group of Sailor Scouts. Yes, I know. So we got some gender bent. My husband is Sailor Mercury.
Do we need a drink? We need a drink. That's right.
Oh, I brought up Sailor Moon. I did. Yes. Hey, there we go. So the Sailor Moon group, and then I'm doing a bunch of us are doing plague doctors for Thursday because plague. So there's a plague Dr. Pepper in our group, a plague Dr. Stone, a plague Joker, plague Rave Doctor, because the dancing plague was a thing, and I'm doing a basic witch, basic bitch kind of plague doctor idea. Witch hat mask. I've got a t-shirt with the Starbucks logo on it, which she's wearing a little witch hat, and I might pick up a PSL on the way from the airport. Then I have the Baroness, who's a bit of a tech Baroness. It's not a existing action figure. It's just something that I've come up with because Baroness doesn't have purple hair, and tomorrow I will have purple hair again.
Very good.
And then also a friend of mine are huge Dragon Age fans, so we're doing De La Shelves, but with masks. It's kind of hard. The Vaseline doesn't really show, so we're gonna do some forehead Vaseline and wear some elfish kind of stuff and do like a modern Dalish elf, cause nerd. And that's the 4 I have on deck. I might do a goth Usagi because that wig was a lot of work and it's a bitch to put on. I have to French braid my hair up the back of my head and then wrap it around because it's a short-haired wig in the back. It is no joke. So I might do something like super goth later in the evening instead of the punk rock. which is what we're doing for the big group. So that's what I've got. I'm really drunk.
I promise, guys, I will chug an entire bottle of soju this evening for all of you.
Erin, you say that now, but
And
this
send it
is
to the
all
group
that
chat.
remains of my bottle of wine. So you are
Oh God.
objectively doing better than
This
I
is
am.
what happens on this webcast. It's fine.
Like, I'm not gonna
Um,
die, but I'm also not happy about it.
Okay, so Andrew obviously, sadly, isn't going. Well, Nami, your cosplays. What are your cosplays, baby girl?
Well, yeah, I'm cosplaying. So,
Yes,
I
but what are
apologize
they?
in advance because a lot of this involves a double drink because it involves Shadow and Bone, and it also involves cosplays that I haven't started. And I guess in a sense it involves a triple drink because it involves the con crunch. Because
You haven't started your cosplays. That's right. I saw that before I joined.
exactly. Jessi, I'm sorry to say that I wish I was a responsible adult, but every single time I look at the expectations of humanity and I go, no, I'm not going to meet them.
Nah.
So
Nah, bruh. Nah.
the majority of my stuff involves, I'm sorry, drink.
Just drink preemptively. We're drinking preemptively.
Well, she knows
So,
what's involved.
I am doing a gender bent version of Jesper from Shadow and Bone. Who
Okay,
is
so we took the preemptive drink for that.
Mhm. So he is within that,
I'm out of Coronas, guys. This is my last
realm.
one.
Part of the Shadow and Bone / Six of Crows fandom. So the specific reason I wanted to cosplay him is because all of his clothes are described as flamboyant and brightly colored. And let it be fair, I do love the decisions that the costume designer took with Jesper. I think she did a fantastic job. I think the show with its vibes as a whole did an amazing job. But also, I just want to see my Jesper in really bright colors and just thrive in how amazing Jesper is. Also, PJ688, you were correct. Your big crush on Jesper is just, it's the mood. And also, beyond that, it is the bisexual mood because Jesper is bi, and I just Jesper always. And then second step, I also do want to cosplay, and I'm so sorry, I'm gonna make you drink.
Small?
Oh, no.
Are we small? Are you small? Is that what we're
No,
doing?
she's gonna talk about Zoya.
Oh no.
It's because I haven't started working on the cosplay because
Oh.
so my friend.
How do you live like that?
407 cosplays ago. Okay.
If that isn't me as a person, I don't know what is.
It's all Nami's fault. Okay.
I love you, Nami. I
Okay.
love you.
You got like 2 minutes, Nami. I'll give you 2 minutes for the rest of your
Finish
cosplay.
I will take the responsibility for this elongated time bullshit, and I will also tell you that my other cosplays, as of right this very second, which means that they will probably change because I'm an asshole, they are Ilaria Sand from Game of Thrones because I love that dress and it is uniquely suited to being incredibly intoxicated in public places. And then I have a follow-up cosplay, which is I have a full cosplay of Yennefer from the video game for Witcher 3.
The Witcher. Which version of Yennefer?
So it is Witcher 3 in her all-black outfit, the one that it's the pants and full jacket.
Yes. Okay, I've looked into doing that actually. I love Yennefer. I love Witcher. It's
So I'm going to
so
say,
good.
Erin, this is one of the weird places where I am also a kind of, I hate to say this, but I'm a purist in the terms of, if I can make it, I'm going to heckin' try.
Oh God, yes. No, I'm 100% make it or break it, and
Exactly.
it's a
And
bitch of a
it's
costume.
I won't judge you if you don't make it because, fucking mood, if you can get at the same level of, achievement or aesthetics without doing all this bullshit, like, please hecking do. But so I bought my Yennefer costume from Mig Costumes, and I loved it. It was really, really good. The only thing that I thought I should do was replace the hair on it, which I have been in the process of doing, but also kind of ignoring because, like, time is imaginary. But it's one of those things that, like, even without the fur replacement, the costume really does work. I had a friend who also bought a Ciri costume from that same place, and it absolutely worked. I attempted to buy a Lisa from Genshin Impact cosplay from them. Unfortunately, I did not because they had supplier problems. I wish they had told me about it in advance, but when they actually did tell me about it, it was enough that I could be like, oh, hey, heck no.
Okay, so rest of your cosplays, Nami. Let's go.
No, it's a good job. That was it. That's it, right? Yeah, that was it.
I tried so hard. I got so far, and at the end, it didn't even matter.
I still can't believe he's dead.
No, what are the rest of your cosplays? So Yennefer, Zoya, Jesper, what else?
So Yennefer is specifically a midnight party version. I'm wearing a titty bodysuit for lack of a better description.
All right, Jessi,
How do you cosplay, Jessi?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna bring back Edward from Cowboy Bebop because we've already talked about Cowboy Bebop. I have a canine sports sock that's for dogs, but I have a pillow pet, Ein, so Ein's gonna be in my backpack because I'm gonna have a real size. I've done it at MomoCon, so if you've seen it, MomoCon and DragonCon, I've done it before, but like it's fun. I'm going to do an 18th century Age of Piracy Harley, and my husband's doing Joker. I've got his Joker. I don't actually ship Harley Joker, but like he's tall and skinny. I'm blonde and weird, so you know, whatever. Bringing back our Regency Rey and Kylo, but it's more like Rey and Ben Solo this time. But whatever, he's gonna have the blue lightsaber, so it'll be Ben Solo, not Kylo. Oh, man, I forgot what I'm going to do. Westworld. Bringing back Armistice. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the face paint with the mask.
Good luck.
You're probably not even going to see the snake tattoo, but I'll do it anyway. I have no idea. I don't remember. I'm not bringing back my Game of Thrones costumes because I'm not going to die in the heat. I'd rather not.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Cersei. I've got Arya. I'm not doing that again. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I'm not sure what else costume. And I'm doing my entire family. Adam, me, and my parents are doing BBC Ghosts. If you're friends with me, you've heard about this show, but I love it. And I'm going to be a Regency poet who's obnoxious, and he's a ghost, and he died in a duel because he's a melodramatic jerk. And my husband's being the caveman, and my dad's going to be an 80s camp counselor, and my mom's going to be this Edwardian stick in the mud. But yeah, we're doing it as a family cosplay. It's like our first full family cosplay. So that's cool.
Yay! All right, Dean, what about you?
F in the chat for Dean.
Yep.
F in the chat for Dean.
It's
so say
goodbye.
we none, Dean. So say we none.
So, Red Dead, he's doing Marston. Tara, come on, you've got this.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing Fear Street.
He's doing Fear Street with me on Thursday. He's doing Marston on Friday. I have no idea what he's doing beyond that.
And Dean's just
Hello?
like, I give up.
There you go.
Oh, there you are.
You're alive.
All right, whatever. Yeah, I'm Marston, Fear Street, apparently. I don't have anything new because I've been playing Days Gone lately, and I've been doing video game costumes, and that was something I wanted to do, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling the whole like let's wear masks and like wear costumes kind of thing. So I'm gonna kind of be minimal this year. I'm not gonna go big with costumes.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna think. If I was gonna go, I was thinking the same thing, just because it's gonna be a lot to like.
You
I have
probably
trouble
bring
breathing.
back Cameron from Cameron if you would come.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking
my
about,
God.
stuff like that. I did it one year.
He did it for Halloween.
We need to
Halloween.
Ferris Bueller? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Ferris
Yeah.
Bueller.
I still have
I
my
still got
Sloan jacket.
Oh my God. So
Oh my God,
I
forever
met,
ago.
I confronted Alan Ruck at Dragon Con one year because so I
Confront is a
more.
strong word, Dean.
Tell me more.
And it's
no, I did. I
legitimate.
really did.
It's
No.
legitimate.
I mean, it was a good interaction because I said so all through high school I hadn't seen the movie. I didn't know what Ferris Bueller was or who Cameron was, but everybody kept calling me Cameron. I didn't know why. And so, I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, man, you made my life miserable in high school." And he was like really taken aback because he was like, I could see him like going through it, like, "Oh, who is this guy? Did I go to high school with this guy? Did I like really bully him or something?"
You're old enough to be a potential contemporary of Alan Ruck. Let's establish that.
Right.
Pop,
So,
Dean.
fuck you, asshole. Anyway,
Grandpa
I
Dean.
love you.
Grandpa.
He's not quite as old. He's not quite that old.
anyway. So yeah. Anyway, no, we had a pretty good laugh about that.
So you're doing Red Dead, Fear Street, and probably nothing.
Well,
else.
also, I mean, I don't, probably nobody noticed. I mean, I've got my Marriott shirt, and I was wearing a FedEx.
Yay!
We were wearing a FedEx shirt earlier. I saw that.
Yeah,
Yes. So
must be
listen,
18.
I'm not going big this year. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it.
There's
Seems
not
like
going to
it's-
be like some really great, and mostly everybody's doing a variant this year. So
Oh,
Oh my
so
God.
many
There,
variants.
can we not use the
Oh,
word variant?
Loki! Cheers! Because we all
did
need
we
more
have?
alcohol.
Is that? Oh, sorry.
I mean, that's a triggering word.
No, I made the comment.
I'm spiritually drinking.
Speaking of which,
I made that
really gotta
comment
go, guys.
somewhere. It was like,
Bye.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye,
I'm gonna
Andrew.
say one thing, guys. So
Hey.
have fun,
Wish you a con.
everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody at this con, but to me, once again, Dragon Con is like one of the most important experiences that I have every single year. And I come back to Dragon Con and I did everything to, try to be back. I had the Legacy Hotel. I set everything up. I'm on panels because I love this. And honestly, there's if I think about the things I do every single year, there's very few things I do every single year. In fact, I don't like doing the same shit every year. I get bored of a lot of shit very quickly and I just move on. But Dragon Con is one of those things. It's like, I just can't quit you, Dragon Con, because it is that cool, that important. I meet new people and it's awesome. So yeah. So anyways, good time. Have a great time, everybody. And hopefully everybody has
"Hi,
an
brother.
awesome-
You will be missed, sir. You will be
Love
missed."
you.
He's gone. Poof.
Okay. All right. So I want to close this out because we're like really like closing up on 3 hours, and that this is the longest this webcast has ever gone by like at least 30 minutes. So real quick, and when I say real quick, you got like 30 seconds or less. Any last thoughts? Erin, any last thoughts?
I got no thoughts. Happy
Okay.
Dragon Con.
Nami, you got 30 seconds or less. Any last thoughts?
This is the reason the rule was made. And listen, here's my thing. We all love this con. Just be kind.
All right, Jessi, last thoughts.
No thoughts, head empty, only Dragon
Dragon Con!
Dragon Con! Dean, last thoughts.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing my con family. Very much, and I love you all.
All right. On that note, thank you again for joining us for Drinkin' Con 5.0. We'll be back with our Dragon Con show, or with our post Dragon Con show. Sorry. We will be back with our post Dragon Con show, Drinkin' Con The Hangover, on Saturday, September 11th. It might not be the same people. It might not be the same people, but we will be back with a post Dragon Con show, Drinkin' Con The Hangover, on September 11th. So we hope you'll join us. And thank you guys.
Finish it up. What do you got left? Finish it.
God,
Finish
no,
it.
it's full. It's
All right.
full,
Yeah. No, I'm not
No.
finishing this drink, but
No.
Fight Claws
Done.
for life.
Too much ginger
Fight
for
Claws
all.
for life.
Fight Claws for life. Have a good night, guys. We'll hopefully see you at Dragon Con. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Tara Lynn's A Geek Saga podcast. If you like what you heard, please check out my website, ageeksaga.com, or consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/ageeksaga.